Nuclear missile ready. Nuclear missile ready. Nuclear missile ready.
What is up, you fine folk of StarCraft 2? How are you doing today? And I hope you all have your snacks. Hope you have your drinks, because we're gonna be having quite a good couple of StarCraft 2 matches here today. Starting off with Fireplay versus Ghosty, two veteran players of the Alpha X Junior Cup already. Even though we've only been going for three previous seasons, this one's the fourth, of course. Hope you're all strapped in for these young kids on the block to show what they're made of, and yeah. I don't know what else to say. We're in the lobby already. We're kind of waiting for Miguel to get everything started and up and rolling here. We have actual alerts now. We have upgraded quite a bit here in the overall status, and we're a little bit less of an Unkelly Valley stream right now. We're becoming more like a regular stream, which I suppose is a good thing. Yeah, anyway. Afterwards, we will have Extra Striker versus Wannabe Beyond. Should be a good one too. Already two previous champions here in the Group A. Group B, which will be happening next week, of course. We have Arogfire, Baby Marine, Endless TV, and Young Yakov. At least I think wasn't Extra Striker one of the I might be mistaken actually on that one. Let me double check this, guys. Hold up. Young Yakov, he was the champion. Right. Wait, was he? Was he really? Am I this ill-witted? Yeah, he was. Alright, yeah, he beat Ghosty previous time. I don't know the song. There's also a 2-minute delay here, so it takes me a while to respond to you guys, but man, that's gonna be a letdown after you wait for 2 minutes long, and then I'm just gonna say I don't know. Oh, that's a rough one. All right, actually, Arogfire was a finalist at one point, right? He was the finalist in the first season. He lost to Ghosty, but we're having Fireplay right now, so that's a different person. So it's not a rematch just yet, but a non-potential. Okay, Extra Striker. Yeah, I don't think. Wait, I'm so confused right now. Man, I need to get back on top of my game. Arogfire is gonna be next week, right? And Young Yakov is as well. So that's gonna be another champion, together with Baby Marine. All right, so I hope that made any sense. I hope I explained anything there that is worth of note. Anyway. Let's just hop into the game, shall we? That might be an easier part as I try to decipher this behind the scene. Alright, GG is called. Second game on its way. I'm not sure what happened there. I think somebody was the wrong race, perhaps. Fireplay rejoining the party. Game crashed. I see. Alright. Okay, we gotta redo this one. Restarting it up. So Extra Striker, what was Extra Striker's previous run? So let's take a look here. Wait, let's just check Fireplays actually. First of all, let's check Fireplay. Let's start off with that. Fireplay, previous season, he did not manage to qualify in Season 3. Or maybe he didn't play, right? That's a possibility too. Season 2. Season 2 we had Fireplay ending in the first group. Okay, so Group B. So that is not the best of runs. Season 1. Let's take a look at Season 1. I think Fireplay was there as well, right? Also losing in the group stages. So Fireplay definitely the underdog here. Ghosty, a little German boy that is just continuously showing his dominance here. Another one of those German area kind of Zerg players that are just very dominant. But this one actually, I believe only 14 years old. He might be 13. Or maybe he's aged up somewhere. right? He might be 15 now. I think 15 is still the maximum age. Regardless of that, here he is in the best of 3. In the bottom left side, we have the blues. Well, I said the mineral patches are blue. He's yellow. I'm not that colorblind. He is Ghosty. Having a pretty kawaii girl there as his picture as well. Let's hope he is 15 then, shall we? Alright, in the top right, we have a purple Terran. He is none other than Fireplay. Bit of the underdog, as we were saying before. As a very pretty kawaii non-Korean boy here. Still a little bit anime, though, to be fair. So let's hope he is 15 years as well. To make that less awkward. Alright, regardless, let's take a look at what these guys are doing so far. Ghosty just adding the first hatchery. Fireplay not going to go for the scout just yet. He's going to wait for his Reaper here until he actually does start to head out. And try to get some work done across the map here. Figure out what his opponent is up to. And with the high ground wall here, he should be absolutely fine against most things that could bother him in that early game, of course. We are seeing nothing too much out of the ordinary, really. That's basically what it comes down to. Would be cool to see Fireplay win this one, of course, as well. As he's always been the underdog, he is a Frenchman. So oftentimes we do have him on the B stream, where he is casting as well. So I don't know if you watched the previous seasons. Maybe you watched in French, in France, the French language. Française. And maybe you've heard him cast in that case. And then again, also, I'm kind of wondering, why are you now watching the English cast then? If you can be watching and listening to Miguel as well in your own native tongue. Should always be preferable, in my opinion, I think. But anyway, thank you for being here then, nonetheless. So yeah, a little bit of Reaper micro. Nothing too much. Looks like Ghosty is doing his job very well with those circlings, keeping them up until that queen arrives out of the hatchery, gets hatched, as they call it, which is why it's a hatchery, of course, as well. It all makes sense. All the namings make sense. There's that low ground base for Fireplay that has finished up. Looks like he will be going for the Hellions and a starport follow-up here. Nothing crazy off of the 2 base with, well, first 3 racks before you add the Stargate here. Or the Starports, sorry about that one. Alright, so the Overlord here just coming in, checking to see if there is, in fact, that expansion. And there is, so he is absolutely fine with that one. Feeling comfortable. Reaper. Being a little bit careful here. So yeah, let's talk about this new map actually. It is called Everdream, right? There is a area where the Reaper can jump up onto. It's very close to the main door anyway, right? So it is still rather nice for people to kind of block it off with units, right? But it's a little bit harder because of the overall surface area here to really fully block it off with buildings. I think you definitely need, like, perhaps even one, if you were playing against Protoss, I think you need, like, a pylon, and then maybe 2 gateways, and then another pylon. Or at least the size of a gateway. Could be a cybernetics core as well, of course. Looks like we have a Liberator here. couple of Hellions as well. Should be a nice bit of aggression here. Excuse me. A little bit of Corona in my throat. You know what? That used to be a lot more funny. So just joking about Corona before everything went to hell. But anyway. You know what? You stick to your guns and you keep making the jokes that you like. I hope. Oh, that is very unfortunate. Immediately fully surrounded there. Fireplay, that is a bad start, my friend. What happened to the Liberator as well? The Liberator's still at home. I thought he was planning to use those in combination with each other. You know what? Make the Hounds kind of use as a distracting force as the Liberator sets up elsewhere and then gets a ton of drone kills, of course, under the false pretense that nothing else is happening except for those Hellions. But unfortunately, that Liberator was still at home. 2 engineering base on the way though for Fireplay. Also a 3rd base being added in. So Fireplay definitely trying to ramp up his economy here. But Ghosty, you know what? With that Rich Vespian Geyser here, looks like he's very happy that this is happening. He's grabbing himself 2 Evo Chambers as well. And yeah, he's just saying, alright, yeah, sure. You do this. I'm gonna keep making drones. I'm gonna keep making my tech. I'm gonna get a lot of creep spread and everything going like that. And it's gonna take you a while but to get on those 3 bases this way anyway. So must be feeling pretty comfortable with himself there on that side of the map. And yeah, Fireplay, especially after those aliens, of course, not really in a position to really decide which way this game is going. Although he might feel the pressure to still try and make something happen here. As of course he is a little bit behind now because of this. Did that Liberator ever arrive at the opposing base? Oh, I guess it just did. Alright, it got 3 kills. Let's see. It got 1 drone, 1 queen. Probably a Ling as well. Not too bad, not too bad. Could be better, of course, but then again, you could always do better in this the game of StarCraft 2.
Game paused.
Please pause. Ghosty needs a moment here. I'm not made a referee. Typical. Typical. I'm not trusted with the referee powers, to be fair. I don't really make use of them anyway. And then I just forget that I have them as well. His hotkeys were broken. Ah, okay, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. I would pause then in that situation too. Hopefully it won't happen again. He is ready. Okay. Good, good, good. He's just breaking the rocks here. Of course. Of course he's ready. Alright. Lovely stuff, lovely stuff. Off we go again. Killing off more rocks here in the middle. Making just the overall pathing a lot more viable for those circlings, of course. Making it easier to get those surrounds. Making it harder for siege tanks to be in a nice, safe position here. I mean, if you are playing with circlings, you would love to have a map where everything is just wide open, right? Not a single bit of terrain anywhere. And any bit of terrain that you can get rid of, might as well. You might as well. Just make things easier for yourself. Alright, this is a follow-up attack here coming out of Fireplay. It took a little bit, of course, to get things rolling here, but he has a pretty reasonable force. We'd love to see that combat shield finish up as soon as possible, though it looks like the bailing speed will finish up a little bit sooner. And, oh my dear lord, Mutalisk coming in right now. Ready to kill off SCVs, as Fireplay unfortunately was on the other side there. It's gonna take a little bit of economic damage and now not really feel as comfortable anymore moving across the map here. Oh, he's gonna lose 2 tanks perhaps as well. At least one of them. Another one? Yeah, he is. Look at that. Lovely stuff there by Ghosty. Oh, needs to be careful though. Jumping right over on top of that army. Taking a bit of damage there. Let's take a look. Did he get 3 Mutalisk in that short period of time? Oh, needs to keep moving though. Alright, that might be a little bit of an indicator for Fireplay to start moving out here. He does have his combat shield now. He has +2/+2 on the way as well though, but it looks like he's found a pretty reasonable position where there's still some rocks. There's still some, not too much creep spread here, right? He can get himself in a pretty reasonable position here. All the siege tanks are very clumped up though. But, yeah, that's a big surround. All those siege tanks immediately being surrounded and getting nibbled upon, and you know what, that's a very easy cleanup here. It seems full Ghosty. Those Marines, they are gonna die as well if they don't get dropped out of those medevacs right now. Fireplay, oh my dear lord. Wait, Ghosty is a merciful god, giving Fireplay a little bit of an extra moment in time to try and correct his mistake there, but not too much time, of course. Yeah, Ghosty, we can clearly see why he has been a champion before. He is playing very well. He's just macroing up at the right moments. He's controlling his Mutalisk rather nicely, setting up good surrounds. His creep spread, look at his creep spread. It is very magnificent. It's the best creep spread you have seen in all of the creep spreading. I'm not sure if that's the case, but it's pretty darn good. Quick repair being used here. Needs to have those Marines. This does look like a difficult map to really get your Marines safety on. Oh, I guess this is nice. This is really nice, actually. Ghosty, I was commanding your Mutaplay there for a while, but I mean, that was the opposite of commendable Mutalisk play. These Zerglings, I mean, they are getting a little bit of damage done, but only 3 workers so far. 7, alright, but so many Lings dying here. Fireplay, I guess he's not dealing with these other 2, which is nice for Ghosty, but that was a weird attempt at aggression there from Ghosty. I wasn't really expecting that one. Perhaps Ghosty felt like he could just do a run by here, but maybe that's another one of those moments, right, where you can see a little bit of less experience from these players. He wasn't completely sure if Fireplay was out somewhere on the map, or if he wasn't. And he tried to do the run by, perhaps assuming that there would be a Terran army on the map, but unfortunately there was not, and it was still very close by. Those Mutalisks as well, a little bit of a questionable control, of course, as we already mentioned, but anyway, another big surround being set up. I still believe, as long as the Widow Mines aren't absolutely amazing here. Oh my dear lord, those are pretty darn good though. Those are pretty darn good though. Is it enough? There's still quite a couple of banelings here, more being produced, but that base is gonna fall here. It looks like the Widow Mines are gonna be set to reload pretty soon too. Those banelings rolling past the Thors. And yeah, Ghosty again cleans up here. Had to remake all of those Mutalisks though. Look at that. He's back at a 12 Mutalisk count. That would have been, let's take a look. That would have been 35 if he kept all those. Well, I guess he lost 3, so 32. It would have been 32 if he kept those other ones alive. Very quick repair here, actually, from Fireplay. Must have already been paying attention to those Mutalisks. But coming around back around. Oh my dear lord. That was nasty. Fireplay expecting things to be safe. Going back to mining, but immediately. Very smart maneuver there from Ghosty. Juking his opponent here. Finding an opportunity. Nice spreading of those Marines. Ghosty getting a little bit confused there. Thank you so much, Snoopy, for that. For those bits. 25. Lovely stuff. Are you just testing to see if the, the alert system is working? Snoopy helped me set it up a little bit earlier on. I'm trying to do it on a specific way where I didn't have to log into the Twitch on my Streamlabs. Oops. Alright, so this is a bit of an awkward position, perhaps, for Ghosty. He does have that drone. Oh, my dear lord, that was just in the nick of time. Okay, yeah, so he did lose the base there. He's still on a very good amount of bases. He has Widow Mines. Oh, my god. Widow Mines hitting his Mutalisk here. Very, very potent damage there. Not sure how else to call it, but you know what, Ghosty, every time when Fireplay does try to go across the map and deal damage here, Ghosty has been able to just absolutely annihilate it. But then again, in return, every time when Ghosty tried to really push across the map, he's also been in a bit of trouble. Now, I think that might come to a point where Ghosty is just going to be able to keep hitting the Terran at home, trading out inefficiently, because he just has so much economy right now. You know what, we might have already... Yeah, I think we've already hit the point of no return here for Fireplay. Unfortunately for him, yeah, that was it. Ghosty even sending out those Ultralisk. A little bit late there, but didn't really need it. Alright, Golden Wall is going to be our next map. Another one of the new ones. And this one's pretty exciting in my opinion. I'm very interested in seeing who all of these players will be able to grab that gold base and make the most use of it. The gold base, of course, somewhere in the middle of the map, but could potentially be attacked from 2 different angles. You gave me so many meters, is what Fireplay is saying here. 23. Yeah, and it still wasn't enough. I mean, the overall aggression there from Ghosty was, well, the macro, I should say, was just too much for Fireplay to really handle. And, yeah. It's not a good sign. It's not a good sign. I guess Fireplay, of course, we have to remember those first initial Hellions did absolutely nothing, to be fair. I don't think they even killed a Creep Tumor. Didn't come in at the same time as the Liberator. And just kind of fell short on the overall amount of damage that they could do. That being said, Fireplay, I mean, he didn't manage to get anything going in his way. Definitely still had here and there his moments. But yeah, it was just incredibly difficult for Fireplay to keep up with that macro. Anyway, 1 point ahead on match point right now. It's the yellow Zerg. He is the German boy. He is Ghosty. And on the right side here, let's call it the 4 o'clock location. Maybe the 5 o'clock, actually. He is the blue Terran. Oh, I think it's the 4 o'clock, right? Yeah, pretty much. Need to think about analog clocks again. It's been a while, guys. Anyway, the blue Terran needs to win 2 games in a row. He is a Fireplay. In a very tough spot here. And I'm not even sure if this is... Is that... It looks like there's a little bit of an area here, but perhaps that is just me being mistaken here. It could very well be. It feels like I might be. As Fireplay probably isn't a player that would make a mistake like that. Other than that, both players still doing the exact same things. And to be fair, we have to remember as well, Ghosty just being a very strong opponent here. Somebody who has proven himself over and over again in the Alpha X Junior Championship. We do, of course, also have the Matcherino, guys. So if you want to help these players out, get a little bit extra money for playing in the tournaments, make sure to hit us up on the Matcherino. I did get myself a Matcherino page and code from Miguel. Actually, let me just grab that one and put it in the chat right now, because, you know what? I like to be professional. There it is. Voila. It's way too soon, as there is, of course, the 2-minute delay. But I put it in the chat 2 minutes ago. And you're welcome. You're welcome, guys. Hop on over there. Put the code in the bucket. Or the contribution? I think it's just contribution, right? Not contributing or something else. Anyway, yeah, the contribution bar, and you will be able to... Oh, that's unfortunate. Anyway, it adds like 50 cents to the prize pool overall. And yeah, look at that. The barracks, I was right. It was misplaced a little bit here. Had to be repositioned. Alright, interesting. Okay, so lay attack on the way here for Ghosty off of the 2 base. It's going to be interesting to see what he's planning to do with this one. He has not taken the gold base so far. Neither has Fireplay. Fireplay still on the 2 base, of course. He is... no, wait, actually, he is grabbing that 3rd base. Looks like he is planning to take the 3rd base on the low ground here. A interesting choice, but, you know what, a pretty solid one. It takes a while, of course, for Zergs to mine out these mineral patches, and otherwise this place is just completely secure. It's a little bit of a big place to make a wall, but yeah. Other than that, let's just take a little bit of a peek again at the rest of this map, right? So the biggest part of this map is this big wall in the middle here, right? This is why it's called the golden wall. There's golden mineral patches in the wall. And then here in the middle there's slight, well, low blue mineral patches as well that you can mine out for some reason. I'm not quite sure why somebody would bother mining these ones out when you have these ones in your main base as well. That's a little bit closer. And then over here you have the same thing again, right? Another gold base. You have the gas geysers only on one side here. I think it would be cool if there was a gas geyser here as well, so you could really choose on which side of those of the wall you would put that golden base. But oh well, now you can choose on which side you're gonna attack the golden base from, which is still pretty darn cool. And yeah, in the top, of course, we have these more blue bases. And it could definitely be a very interesting map, as I'm curious to see as how this map will continue on in like a really late game situation, right? It's gonna be very confusing for a lot of people, I feel like, with this big obstacle in the middle of the map. And whether or not you, like, if somebody tries to expand on the bottom here, you're gonna get really close to the, the enemy's main base here. So I'm not sure if we're gonna really see moments like that. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be split down the middle here. But then again, you're gonna have such an incredibly open area where just, like, it's gonna be really difficult to defend, is what I'm trying to say. It's not a lot of choke points to be utilized. Now, other than that, let's talk about what is happening in the game here. We do see why Ghosty went for that quicker lay attack. He is going to be adding in those Mutalisk once again. And we have the Hellions still alive here for Fireplay. Only one Creep Tumor and a Reaper have died so far in the match of right now, I suppose. Of the last 6 minutes. Fireplay, his plan is going to be to attack with a bunch of Marines here. He did walk by that Overlord though, so Ghosty should be aware, and looks like those Mutalisk are going to be able to pick off a Medevac here, perhaps. Oh my god, it is low HP. Yeah, you should get it. Alright, there we go. Lovely stuff. A bit of miss micro there from Fireplay, trying to get his Marines to turn around, but at the same time forcing that Medevac to turn around as well, and providing his Medevac buttocks to the Mutalisk. Right, in come a bunch of Hellbats here with a lot of Marines, but the Banelings, okay, the Banelings, you know, those got reasonable connections. And, wow, okay, Ghosty just made that look silly. He made that look absolutely ridiculous. He still has 4 more Banelings here, a lot of Mutalisk as well. Alright, Ghosty, it is, that's pretty rough. That is pretty rough. How many minerals is this? This is 20 minerals. Okay. And, yeah, you're not going to be able to mine those out even, as Ghosty is just making life even more difficult for the Terran player here, who's trying to secure that 3rd base, as Ghosty is grabbing himself a 4th base as well. Mutalisk right now with the severity, or, well, the severe lack of Marines here, making life a living hell for our Terran player. Of course, he did have to, he did lose a lot of those Marines earlier on. And yeah, I don't know, guys. This is a bit of a rough one. Looks like Ghosty just once again kind of way far ahead here. As you know, we did kind of predict that he would be the favorite here. I love this missile turret though. A very quick missile turret here from our Terran player, Fireplay, the Frenchman. But yeah, it does keep that base secure for now. That is good stuff. 4th base for Ghosty now ready too. Ghosty adds in the Evo chambers very late though. That is something he's been doing consistently here in this best of 3. Consistently for a 2nd time now. Which must be a massive indicator. Alright, this could be rough too if he does lose the A engineering bay. Looks like the repair is pretty good though. Gets right on top of it. But at the same time, again, it forced all these Marines that were trying to apply some pressure on the other side of the map to come back and try to move these Mutalisk away again. So this is some lovely stuff here. From Ghosty, once again, using those Mutalisk to real nice, to a nice end. Ensuring that Fireplay kind of stays on his side of the map here for a little bit longer. That's going to allow Ghosty to make even more Banelings, of course. Make more Zerglings. And get ready for an attack like this. As, you know what, I'm not expecting too much here from Fireplace attack. That's a lot of Marines. But he's going to have amazing splits here against these Banelings. And that's going to make it more easy for those Mutalisks, of course, to pick off the Marines. And, you know what, look at how far Ghosty is running off of creep here. Oh, the Marines stimming forward. Oh, Fireplace sad about that one. A bit of a misplay. And that is going to be GG. Ghosty taking the first series here. 2-0. Alright, well, it's a bit of a rough one, of course. Ghosty just a bit too strong there. Don't worry about Fireplay, though, if you are a Fireplay fan. Probably the French people who are Fireplay fans are on the French stream, but anyway, he played reasonable there, right? It's just that Ghosty, he's just an entirely different beast in these tournaments, and very, very often he manages to get to the finals. I don't think there's been a single season yet where Ghosty hasn't at least advanced to the playoffs. And other than that, I'm not sure actually if he ever didn't get into the finals. I think maybe once against the against Arrockfire, perhaps, or maybe he lost to Arrockfire in the finals. Let me go check this out, guys, as well. Let me look back. All right, so season 3 Ghosty finals, season 2. Season 2, yeah, okay. Oh, Exo Striker. So he lost to Exo Striker there once. Who is, in fact, a very scary opponent, of course. So that's definitely sure. And then Ghosty won the season 1 as well here. Okay, so one time he won, one time he got second, and one time he got 3rd place. All right. So that's the first series down, and let's take a look. Next one coming up, it looks like they've already decided which maps they want to play on. And it's going to be the standard maps, unfortunately. No more Golden Wall for us. Is WBB? Oh, Wannabe Beyond, right. Yeah, okay, I see. I remember names. Wannabe Beyond. Checking to see if Wannabe Beyond's here. He should be playing, right, versus Exo Striker. Let's take a look. Wannabe Beyond also a strong opponent. Did either of these players ever manage to reach the playoffs? Let's go take a look. Wannabe Beyond and Exo Striker. Yeah, actually, Season 3, Wannabe Beyond losing to the champion in the semi-finals there. 3-1 in a best-of-5 series. And Season 2, Exo Striker, of course, the champion. That is, in fact, the second champion of the Junior Cup that we're going to be seeing here today. And you know what? We might see champion fighting against champion if Ghosty and Exo Striker both manage to win their first games here. That would be a pretty darn cool match. And then the first round, of course, Exo Striker did manage to get in there, but doesn't look like Wannabe Beyond did, unfortunately. So yeah, Wannabe Beyond best run was the previous season where he managed to get into the semi-finals here. Other than that, let's see, Wannabe Beyond, it looks like he's still a little bit AFK here, unfortunately. Might be watching your stream with a 2-minute delay, which would make sense. Other than that, let me take a look. Xomru the God. That's probably your name. I'm not sure if you're still around, but thank you for the follow earlier on. Very much appreciated, buddy. Miguel is... he's getting sleepy, apparently, already. That's not a good sign. Oh, we have a Reddit as well. Right, I need to not play a stream. I just need to upvote this. There we go. Just get that Reddit post upvoted here, guys. I'm going to put it in the stream as well, just so we might be able to get some more traction going in that sense. Hope you all are having a good time. You are watching the Junior Championships made by Alpha X, Miguel to be precise. A lovely admin who's always helping out with the scene for us in the Alpha X team. He's doing the French stream right now as well, being the B stream in a way. And yeah, much appreciated to him. Also, let's take a look actually. Do I still have my Maturino open myself? I think I opened it up at some point, but it looks like, you know, I may have closed it. This looks like a good time to promote it anyway. Also, this might be a good time to do a sponsor shout out as well. Might as well. I'm not sure if we were supposed to, but we're going to do it anyway because I prepped some stuff to make it look even more epic than ever before. Alright, so guys, we have a new sponsor, which is the F-Bomb. I'm not sure if I should be doing this during the Junior Championships, guys, but you know what? Maybe I definitely should, because the F-Bomb makes portable and delicious snacks that are perfect for your low-carb, keto, and paleo diets. They're best known for their all-natural macadamia nut butter packets and pork sticks. They have some Keto Crunch cheese crisps, so already... If that doesn't make your mouth drool, well, then it might, as soon as you realize that, they're all great for those people looking to cut carbs and eat a healthier diet. So go check out the F-bombs, guys, and start dropping the F-bombs. Let me go check it out here. Here we go, guys. Oh, so cool. I'm not sure if that's too loud, actually. Is that too loud? That may have been really loud. I'm sorry if that caused an ear rape for anyone. Alright, well, we're gonna... Maybe I should send the message 2 minutes in advance. Potential ear rape coming. I'm sure it's fine. I'm sure it's fine. Alright, Wannabe Björn has joins right here. Absolutely lovely stuff, guys. Also, we have the Maturino. Don't forget about the Maturino, guys. I do have that one over here. I'm not sure whether the game... It's not starting yet, so that is good. Oh, that's bright, isn't it? Okay, so here we go. This is I am, yeah. Alright, well, that is rough. What was I saying? I think I was talking about the Metrorino page at one point. Then I talked about Wannabe Bjorn not being here, so that is why we're waiting. Then I said that I'm not just talking about that stuff for no reason. But I guess I wasn't talking about anything for no reason. Anyway, yeah, I think I know why that is. I was messing around with the hotkeys here a little bit earlier on. Two-minute delay. There's the 2-minute delay. Okay, there we go. That's the game coming in. I'm gonna take a look though for taking away the muting myself hotkey, because I think it overlaps with one of the other ones. All right, there we go. That should solve it. All right, that won't happen again. All right, thank you so much, guys, for paying attention. As I was saying, you just subbed to a wonderful channel, very professional. It's not just the junior championships. We have a lot of other StarCraft 2 tournaments here. I'm sorry, I was messing around with the settings, and apparently I put one hotkey on the same hotkey as my mute and mic hotkey was. So I think that's what happens. Anyway, it's fixed now. Won't happen again. I appreciate you guys for shouting it out to me before the game starts, specifically because here we have in the top left side of the map a purple Terran player. He managed to get the 3rd/4th place previous time around. He is the one and only Wannabe Bjorn. And Wannabe Bjorn, where is he from again? That is a good question. You might ask that one yourself if you are very interested in these types of things. And I could tell you. He's from Belarus, right? There we go. In the yellow, we have a yellow Protoss. What a coincidence. He is the one, the only, the Russian player, Axo Striker. Representing Team Alpha X there. Lovely stuff. Now, looks like Wannabe Bjorn just doing the regular things so far. Axo Striker as well. Looks like he is going to go for that Nexus before the Cybernexus core, seeing that there's nothing crazy going on so far in the base of Wannabe Bjorn, right? He sees the barracks, he sees that it's a pretty regular timing, and sees that there's only a single gas, so it feels more than comfortable to just throw down that Nexus nice and early. Very good stuff here. I think I also mentioned about wanting to look into changing the overall settings for the alerts as well. So we might be adding some custom animations for those pretty soon, which would be pretty cool. And then, you know, even get ourselves a bit of some custom sounds. I believe we have a pretty reasonable bank with other previous stuff that our graphic designers Sunlily made already. And we might as well make use of those things, right? I think there's quite a good couple of things that we could make use of that, and I'm gonna be looking into that. Trying to improve it. Anyway, Reaper here is gonna potentially kill himself a probe. Yes, he is. Very nice pick off here right from the get-go. Did get himself a reasonable scout as well, so that there's a stalker. He would love to see some sort of tack structure, of course, being thrown down as well. So far, not being lucky enough, though, to really manage to... Oh my god, there's a way in. Oh, that is unfortunate. That is very unfortunate. A little bit of a misplacement there on the buildings from Axo Striker. And he's going to have to... Well, I mean, Wannabe Bjorn isn't going to see the tack. But, yeah, still manages to get inside there. That's funny. I guess it didn't really help him getting inside. I guess he saw the amount of gases here in the main base for Axo Striker, but nothing else to really. And yeah, okay. There is the first hit of the Widowmine as well. The first military unit being killed off here by the Terran player. And just wants to buy some time here, unfortunately. Losing that first Marine. But keeping the Stalker at bay for now. And those sort of Stalkers, you know what? That could always snowball, right? Just quite badly. I've had that happen a couple of times. If you do manage to lose more than one Marine there, that really can become quite a problem for you if a second Stalker especially is marching across the map there as well. Luckily, though, for Wannabe Beyond, none of that was happening, but he is still going to be facing a little bit more pressure here in the form of those Stalkers and a War Prism. Now, they don't have Blink, right? No, they do not. Okay, so it could always be worse if there was Blink available here as well, but that War Prism is going to kind of be the substitute Blink, of course, and allow those Stalkers to still manage to circumvent that bunker here if they do so desire. It looks like Extra Striker's just trading some shields here against the bunker. Although he did take a bit of damage down on that one single Stalker, but yeah, here we go. Okay. Going to use the War Prism now. I love this, actually. Man, Wannabe Beyond did try to... He already had forces here after seeing the Stalkers. Thinking, you know what, this might be some sort of a Blink fight where he wants to come into my main base here. And had stuff there, but then, of course, Extra Striker hitting the front door. And Wannabe Beyond pulling away his forces to try and help the front door. Oh, the Raven just barely survives here. A lot of those Stalkers are in the red now, but 9 workers did go down for the price of that. And that's a hefty cost here to pay for our purple Terran player. As, you know, there's nothing here anymore either. That siege tank shot could be good, though. Immediately, one Stalker does bite to dust, but that's pretty much where that ends, though. The positive trading for the Terran, that is. So let's take another look at the overall minerals loss tab. Still clearly in favor here for our yellow Protoss player, Extra Striker. And, well, he is adding in the Colossus tech, getting extended thermal lance as well. What else are we seeing from our Terran player? Trying to get himself that third base. Extra Striker a little bit ahead on that one. And yeah, both of them just grabbing themselves the upgrades that they would need for the later parts of this game. Now, Extra Striker, he is getting 2 more gateways here. He does have charge on the way as well. I'm interested in seeing whether or not he's going to try to be aggressive here. But, you know what? Instead, it looks like Wannabe Beyond is going to be the person who is initiating the aggression here. Just a pretty reasonably sized bio ball. And he splits up his forces here. Unfortunately for him, though, unaware, it is completely scouted by that observer there. Absolutely not what you want to have happen here as the Terran player, those Stalkers. But, you know what, Extra Striker not pulling enough forces here to really deal with these Marines. And the Marines managing to get so much damage here. Even killing off the pylon there before the Stalker doesn't manage to get warped in. A lot of those Marines, okay, yeah, do manage to get out as well. 14 forces gonna get picked off here, or probes, I should say. And the forces on the other side did get picked off, though. So the siege tank went down. More Marines and, you know what, did also go down. So, you know, even though a little bit of economic damage has been dealt, it looks like overall Extra Strike is still ahead economically speaking, right? He had that third base quite early on, is producing 3 probes at a time, and his army supply is absolutely terrifying right now, especially considering that there's still 2 medevacs with a large portion of the army on the opposite side of the map here. That could spell a lot of trouble here for Wannabe Beyond. WBB. Extra Strike is going to have to bungle this one quite massively if he wants to take a bad fight here, I'd say. Already denying that third base from landing here, but you know what? No, actually, just going to go straight for the army, realizing, you know what, there's absolutely nothing here. The drop did continue onwards here in the natural base, but is it going to matter as these 2 Colossi have just free reign on absolutely everything? Great micro as well from that War Prism, and it looks like our Protoss player is managing to do More than enough damage here. Very, very significant. And the Terran does get demolished here. Wannabe Beyond doesn't have the stuff to stand up against one of our previous champions, Exo Striker. Okay, well, I mean, not yet anyway. Perhaps he has some sort of a sneaky build still in his pocket to try and make work in the upcoming game here. But yeah, that did look a little bit worrisome here for Wannabe Beyond again. To be fair, we do have the two of our previous champions. As we've only had 3 seasons, 2 of the champions that we've crowned are in the same group here. And that might just be a little bit of an unfortunate roll on the dice from our other players here. Danny, thank you for following, man. Welcome to the Alpha X squadron. You're a little dragon hatchling now. You have no choice but to be one, of course. Now that you've pressed that button. I guess you could press it again, but I don't recommend it. Honestly, I don't do that. Actually, I gotta stop putting bad ideas into people's minds. Anyway, much appreciated, buddy. And yeah, so Alpha X Junior Championships. It's the championships for the newer players on the block. They are the players that are 15 years or younger and are below 6k MMR, I believe. That is still a rule that we are enforcing here. And yeah, definitely the place for those really youngsters to try and test their mettle against other players and get quite far without, you know what, having to beat those those pro players that have been playing this game for quite a couple of years already by now, of course, that are just absolutely demolishing most new players, right? Yeah. Yeah, making things a little bit unfair, but you know what, we have a place for them, and that's the Alpha X Junior Championships, which is, of course, in our idea, a necessary part for a scene to thrive, to have something for the newer players to participate in and compete, and potentially win sometimes as well, and cultivate their overall esports CV curriculum vitae. How do you call this? Anyway, we have in the top right side a purple Terran player. He is known as the one and the only Wannabe Beyond.
Game paused.
He is the player from the Belarus, and he is hot. He is very hot right now, and he's lost his key apparently as well. Either that or he lost his key in the oven. Now his key is hot or something like this. I'm not completely sure, but anyway. Okay, 3, 2, 1, here we go. In the bottom left side, we have a yellow Protoss player. He is from Russia, representing Alpha X. One of our own, he is Exo Striker. Exo Striker. Putting his buildings close at home this time around. And you know what? That might be a good call, actually, because this looks like a pretty difficult place to really wall off completely for those Reapers. You know what? It might still be worth just kind of blocking off this right side, so it's easier for your units to kind of move back and forth between here. But actually, this is pretty cool too. Now, what we are seeing here from Exo Striker, this is pretty smart, actually. I'm not sure if he came up with this or he saw somebody else do this, but this is pretty cool. Yeah, instead of blocking off the jump on area, he's blocking off the area where the Reaper can rotate into, right behind those mineral patches. So he's always going to have to pass by this area over here, and that's a very long area, right? He can jump up here. He's still going to have to rotate all the way around, though, to really get there. So this means you can just have your units over here, and it becomes a whole lot easier to kind of zone out those Reapers. Huh. He might still... Oh, wait, what? Oh, wait, yeah, okay. Sorry, I forgot that he's scouting. He's scouting too. And I also kind of forgot that there's two... Well, a proxy barracks and a proxy factory being built here. What are their MMR? Well, Sushi's already on that one. I'll let him do it. Most are GMs, yeah. I mean, most of them, like the people that do qualify, They are not allowed to be 6k plus MMR wise, as we feel like those players already have a pretty darn good shot at the other players as well. It might be a rule that we revision at some point, but right now we've restricted it to 6k below and 15 years and younger. Alright, so what we're seeing here, Extra Striker, he is prepping very well. He's got those shield batteries on the way, but you know what? He might not be aware that, of course, there is going to be that medevac as well. So the attack might not come from the ramp area. It might just arrive from this side. And that could be a pretty potent location for a siege tank to be sieged up at. I'm not completely sure, actually. Is there any space behind these mineral fields? I don't think there is, actually. So that's some solid map making, actually, here taking place. Not allowing anything there. If you do have those spots behind the mineral patches, of course, you do have the chance of a mule just kind of dropping on the wrong side of the minerals and then getting stuck there. You might have a spot here, though, for the siege tank. I'm not completely sure. But no, Wannabe Beyond just going to go straight for the front door. And he's going to be met by this quite potent Protoss army. Is quite scary to deal with here. Already losing 2 Marines. And, you know, it might lose some more here. And that was without the shield batteries as well, guys. Of course, still, yeah, this is not a good start for Wannabe Beyond. Perhaps in a little bit of trouble here. He is making a Liberator as well, so maybe after he has some more of those heavy tech units, he might be able to get something to work here. But so far, again, losing those 2 SCVs as well, making bunkers on a location that might not be as crucial for him just yet. Extra Striker doesn't mind to let these finish probably and just move further backwards, but okay, he does go for the cancel there, and he might just have more than enough to really kill off this attack, and yes, he does. Wow. Alright, okay, he made this look silly. He made this look absolutely ridiculous. My dear lord. Alright. That's it. That's GG. Okay. A little bit unfortunate there for Wannabe Beyond, of course. Not what he was really hoping for. Alright, I guess that means we are gonna be in luck, though. That means we're gonna have Extra Striker versus Ghosty as a matchup here, which I am looking very much forward to. I was kind of secretly hoping that would take place. Those are 2 players that we've seen play against one another, I believe, a couple of times, and pretty much every time it has been very close. Extra Striker being able to beat Ghosty once, and Ghosty being able to beat Extra Striker once, so definitely they trade wins back and forth for now. And well, it's going to be interesting to see Ghosty and Extra Striker. That's just for sure 2 previous champions gonna duke it out here. I'm not sure. Actually, let me go check if I still have a message here. Alright, no message. Nobody told me not to do the shoutout, so... Okay, so I'm going to do another one here, perhaps. It could very well be the case. I hope it's not going to be too loud. Anyway, it's G Fuel. If they don't deserve a shoutout, I don't know who does, because they are the official drink of esports. Since 2004, G Fuel has been providing top gamers and top gaming individuals like PewDiePie and Dr. Disrespect as well with energy, focus and endurance. They've just released their new flavor, which is the French vanilla coffee flavor, which might be more suited for the French stream, but here I am. Anyway, an epic fusion of all things caffeine. Now, that's not just for the French, that's for everyone. Maybe not for the children, though. I'm not sure if that is actually for the children, too. And if it isn't, well, go check the... This is not a good shout-out, is it? Anyway, G Fuel adds to our prize pool, which is very much appreciated. And they do so even more by adding the quest on the Matcherino page. So... the Matcherino page is a big deal of this as well, so if you want to complete that quest for us on the Matcherino page, it would be very much appreciated, and it would help out just not only for this tournament, but us overall, right? It will show that we are worthy to be sponsored as Alpha X, and it will help out our players. It will help out the casting, the show matches, all the tournaments that we try to do and set up. So yeah, try to go check them out, guys, on the Matcherino page. Very much appreciate it. All right. Oh wait. Oh, I forgot. Also, I should have done this at the end. This would have been cool, but how loud is this? I think this is really loud too. Okay, ear raping. Actually, I'm not quite sure how loud that is. It has a maximum, right? So I don't think it goes past that, but it might be good to already start lowering these other ones as well. I'm not quite sure by how much though. All right, well let's just try this for now. Sorry guys, I'm trying some new things out here, sponsor wise, but you know what? But let's just do that later on. Let's just do that later on, because we are in the winners match here. The player who wins this best of 3 will advance towards the playoffs, and they definitely were the favorites coming into today's bracket, and here they are now, showing that those favoritisms weren't unsuited. They were definitely well placed. In the bottom right side, we have a purple Zerg. He is from Germany. He is Ghosty. In the top left side, we have a yellow Protoss player. He's fighting for Alpha X. He is the Russian. He is Axo Striker. Alrighty. Let's take a look. Ghosty is going to go for the macro build here, and Exo Striker is going to play it safe. Going to check out if his opponent isn't doing anything completely cheeky here, and if he has to go for a cybernetic score and a zealot first before the Nexus. Of course, he realizes now that that is completely unnecessary. And yeah, should be good. He is gonna put down that Nexus. There it is. Playing it safe, but playing it greedy too. Which is the best way to play StarCraft 2. Safe, but also a little bit greedy now and again. Fully saturation from Ghosty here. Good stuff, good stuff. I think, you know what, it's not that it's not that impressive just yet in this part of the game, of course, but you know, it is working out reasonably well so far, I suppose. Cybernetic score is going to finish up pretty soon. Let's see if he starts that gateway attack as quickly as it is finished up here. And no, alright, so this is something actually that Matisse told me about earlier on. That gateway attack does get delayed here a little bit because he is adding in the Stargate first of all, right? So this is something that Ghosty can pick up on by seeing that cybernetic score starts researching a little bit later here. And that's going to allow him to kind of realize that this could very well be a Stargate play. As the Stargate play kind of requires you to save up those gas resources a little bit more, so to squeeze out that Stargate a little bit earlier on. Managed to get that Oracle in a little bit earlier on as well. Singular Adept here manages to grab a drone so far. Should be able to get out, perhaps. No, okay, didn't start shooting in time again to get another pick. On the other side, though, we do have those roaches, of course, being added in here. Ghosty really trying to keep that hidden for now. I'm not sure if Exostrike actually saw with the Adept the roaches. It looks like he did, because he is adding in those shield batteries. And what is going to be his response here? He is still making those oracles. He is making another gateway here. And another shield battery. I would love to see another pylon here as well. Only a single pylon if we are going to have Ravagers here. That could be problematic, but so far, you know what, those that army of Ghosty, mostly Zerglings right now, targeting down the cybernetic score. Oh my dear lord, if he doesn't get gateway attack here, that would be absolutely massive. It's almost ready. Okay, yeah, with the shield battery helping out, manages to keep it alive for long enough here. And the Oracle is having a good time. Okay, it's out of energy, so no longer having a good time, but you know, those adapts and, well, a singular adapt and a singular stalk is still helping out quite a bit here. Ghosty, looks like he just kind of got spotted out, figured out, and yeah, his attack is just gonna kind of crush onto a heavy rock here, face planting that landing there of the aggression, and not managing to really get anything done so far. 17 workers now versus 34. That is abysmal. That is absolutely horrible. I guess he killed a cybernetic score, but I mean, it's almost ready again now anyway, and the tech was already created anyway as well. So yeah, oof, this could be quite a bit of trouble. Quite a bit of trouble. There's 4 shield batteries here as well. Exo Striker not messing about here. He wants to be safe. He wants to make sure that nothing happens to him in this early part of the game. It's very fortunate for him that he did manage to see those roaches with the adapt. Otherwise, this could have packed out a whole bunch more differently. And yeah, instead now what we're seeing is just the Zerglings trying to nibble away at structures that aren't really their main targets anyway. As they are doing that, of course, they get shot down, killed off, exterminated, liquidated by our Yellow Protoss forces behind that wall. And the Adepts shooting happily. The Oracles zapping away drones. 4 of them did go down there earlier on as well now. And yeah, Ghosty instead just trying to ramp up that drone production. He is almost back at a reasonable count. But, I mean, it looks like Extra Striker is just going to add in the Templar Archives here. He's making Charge come out as well. He already has that War Prism. More gateways being added in here. I think he's just going to go for a massive attack right now. With all these forces. Warping in more Zealots as soon as that Templar Archives is done. He's going to go for the Archons being added in here as well. And yeah, that is a very potent force now marching across the map. And Ghosty in desperation adding in a Baneling Nest just now. That is not going to be in time though, unfortunately for him. As this force of Protoss is most likely going to be hitting a lot earlier on than any Baneling can be created at this point in time. Might be a little bit anticlimactic, guys, but well, you know what? This might be very, very over very quickly here. With these forces coming out of Extra Striker now. 57 supply versus 40 military-wise. And yeah, the Lynx, I mean, they kind of get countered by those Zealots. And yeah, GG is called. Ghosty has to tap out. Very unfortunate that. But hey, what can you do? Oh. I still had that one on. That's something, you know what? I'm learning here, guys, with the the new overlay. I hope you guys don't mind too much being my guinea pig audience. Anyway, yeah, well played there by Exo Striker, managing to get 1 point ahead on the scoreboard here. Let's see if he can do it one more time and move on forward into the playoffs here as the first player to do so. Ghosty, you know what? Still a very strong opponent. He can definitely do it. I mean, I'm kind of surprised that he went for that aggressive build. Especially without any Ravagers as well, right? No Ravagers or Banelings at all whatsoever. Just pure Roachling. And, well, you know what? Sometimes that works, I suppose. Otherwise, he wouldn't be doing it. But definitely felt like he was missing some sort of burst damage to kind of, well, really either just completely destroy the wall to allow Lynx to come in, or to kind of force some sort of a response from your Protoss opponents from the other side of the wall, with those Ravagers just blasting away on top of the pylons, depowering structures and stuff like that. Anyway, okay, so let me grab my overall thingamajigs here. Okay, there we go. I got my info sheets in the top right side of the map on Everdream. It really does sound like one of those 80s TV shows in a way, doesn't it? Anyway, in the top right side, we have the yellow Zerg player. He is the German prodigy. Previous champion, Ghosty. Champion of Season 1, I believe. And in the bottom left side, champion of Season 2? Was it Season 2? I need to double check this, actually. Am I saying this right? I cannot cast when I'm saying things wrong, guys. I am sorry. I need to be 100%. Yeah, alright. So, champion of Season 2. It's the pink Brodels player. He is known as Exo Striker. The Alpha X member. The Russian menace. Even though he's pink right now, don't let that fool you. This kid is a monster. A killer. Some people call him Exo the Hun. As in Attila the Hun. But then Exo Striker, I don't know if this is working. Nobody does that, alright? I'm trying to make it a thing. Perhaps. We'll have to see. We'll have to see if it ever becomes a thing. Anyway, Cybernetic Sword being added here now by Exo Striker. After that Nexus realizing that there's no quick spawning pool on the way. Still probing around, checking to see what might be hitting his front door pretty soon. Okay. Now, of course, guys, for anyone who is a little bit unfamiliar here still with the Junior Cup, we do this every month. They are on Saturday at the same time. We start at 7 p.m. The Central European time, which is a reasonable time for Americans as well. We allow Americans to play too. I think we allow Koreans as well, but you know what? For 15-year-old or younger Korean kids, this might not be a suitable time window, actually. But hey, that's a whole different story. Anyway, that would be a cool second. You know what? That might be another cool idea for a tournament. We'll have to look into that, perhaps. Anyway. What else is happening here? We're seeing a Stargate once more coming out of Exo Striker. Adding in a Phoenix first. They're gonna try to pick off that Overlord. Not gonna blindside the Ghosty here with a Oracle. Just playing it safe, playing it cool. And trying to get as much damage done as possible. There's the Phoenix, and that down goes the Overlord. The meat pinata exploding once again. Ghosty, he did get himself Overlord speed, and he's sending in another Overlord trying to figure out what Exo Striker is doing exactly. But I guess he can already figure it out just by seeing that Phoenix, of course. Now adding in those Spore Crawlers. A good timing there by him. He's going to lose another Overlord, but will be able to see another Oracle in production now if he does manage to get the zoom in and check out the overall profile of what is being constructed there. Oracle flying around, looking for drone victims here. But flying over that queen. Also with the Spore Crawler there, making things a little bit more difficult for him to make work. There is the Twilight Council now being added as well, and as so is a robotics facility. So Exo Striker might be going for some sort of a 2-base aggression here. We'll have to wait and see what he is really planning to do with those structures. It might just be a continuation into a depth pressure, or it could very well be some sort of a Dark Templar shrine being added on as well. Actually, oh, that is unexpected. The Templar Archives, so still feels like Archons to me? Archon drop or something of the sorts. Zealot legs right now. Okay, so yeah, he's just gonna go for a 2-base aggression here. Ghosty, he has the circling on this 3rd base, he has the circling on this 3rd base, and he has the circling on this 3rd base. So he should know that there's no 3rd base just yet. And that there's money invested elsewhere, but now, you know what, with this 3rd base on the way, I'm doubting here that Exo Strike is really gonna fully commit here, especially now that we're seeing a Forge being added as well. Extra Striker just maybe wants to be safe with the attack that he's getting here beforehand. And the amount of gateways as well. So 4th base for Ghosty immediately being put down as soon as he sees that 3rd base. A good response there. Meet the greed with your own greed. And yeah, okay, we are seeing Archon drops in combination with those 2 Oracles and the Phoenix here. That is very interesting. You don't see this all too often. Not utilizing those Oracles just yet. Being a little bit careful here. Doesn't want to overcommit. And with those other queens coming in, yeah, it's going to be easy to overcommit in that situation. Oh, 2 Zealots actually as well coming in on this side. You don't see Zealots doing this all that often anymore, with Adepts being units now as well, of course. But yeah, there you go. Well, both of them getting quite a good amount of kills. 8 workers do go down, 6 by these 2 Zealots here. And denying mining from these gas guys for quite a while as well. Ghosty making quite a couple of roaches instead of joining up. And yeah, now he's behind with a good amount, like 8 workers here. Of course, Zerg, they can make multiple at the same time. So it does get closed a little bit, you know, fairly quickly here. I'm surprised that Ghosty didn't take this base as a 3rd base. It's one of those things that you always hear Zerg being very appreciative of as soon as they realize that there is one of those rich Vespian Geyser bases. And we love to take those. But perhaps this one is still, you know what, it's still a little bit of a new map. And perhaps that base is still a little bit further away for the Zerg players to really feel comfortable taking those. A little bit of a pressure from those roaches, not managing to do too much. And yeah, retreating that very wise from Ghosty. Has to regroup all his forces here. +1 about to finish up here for Extra Striker. Once again, we're seeing the upgrades for Ghosty not really on the menu just yet. He definitely likes to get those Evo Chambers a little bit later on. And you know what? Actually, he's just been making more roaches and more Zerglings now as well. He might just be wanting to push to the extremities here. Even bringing his queens along. Nice transfusions there on his roaches and Ravagers. It's not that much anymore remaining here for our Protoss opponents. Ghosty, he's putting everything on aggression right now. If aggression was a spot on the roulette table, this is well, the entire stack of Ghosty now being put right on that square. In he comes. Okay, nice bios actually on the Zealots that are being walked in. The Immortals are still standing strong, but for how long those roaches are coming forward? The traps continuously being set off by small amounts of lings, which is very nice here for Ghosty. So his aggression isn't going to be thwarted by this. And oh, that's a brilliant warp in keeping this Immortal alive, allowing a lot more damage to be dished out by this one. And only 2 probes die. Oh my dear lord. But more roaches are on the way. It's not over just yet. Those shield batteries though working overtime. Absolute units, those shield batteries. Bringing so much value to the table here for Extra Striker. Okay, another attempt here by Ghosty. Looking to be aggressive. Can he make it work? He's sending his queens backwards, though. Has he changed his mind? No, well, I mean, he's still making more lings. He's still making a bangling nest now as well. He might just be kind of playing it safe, trying to just kite against those Zealots. Get as much value from these roaches right now as possible. And then just go in with a whole bunch of Banix. No, actually, he's going back to the drones. Okay. So he is, in fact, gonna just continue on the macro play here. Those Zerglings checking to see if there's a 4th base. And now that could be quite a nice run by here by Ghosty. Look at that. He gets in. Oh my dear lord, that was a good effort there. But unfortunately, a little bit of an extra place there for those Zerglings to run by. But you know what? That was a solid reaction from Extra Striker. Shutting down the links quite successfully there. And Ghosty has to recuperate his forces back home. Has to re-drone up. But, I mean, that's a scary Protoss army now that is available here for Extra Striker. Alright, so Ghosty still has a reasonable force. Army supply a little bit in favor for Exo Striker though. It's going to be coming down to those banelings. Are they going to get good connections? Those force fields managing to get quite a good denial of surface area though. But you know what? Those banelings killing off the zealots there very quickly and just absolutely destroying the supply there for Exo Striker. Nice wall prism micro, but yeah, I don't think anything can be achieved here. Oh, those zealots run by. That could have been big. They looks like they did try a little bit of a missed micro opportunity there. Going for the Spore Crawler afterwards, going for the Queen. And very well played there by Ghosty, managing to pull that Queen backwards in time, not losing it at all. And after a failed attack from the Zerg, the Protoss attacks. After a failed attack of the Protoss, then the Zerg starts to move across the map here once more. Now with a lot of Ravagers in the mix as well. Could be a whole lot more potent. Oh, that's a lot of Banelings as well. Look at that, guys. 18 Banelings in the production tab. That could spell trouble. That could spell quite a bit of trouble. A couple of forced out force fields here as well. He's going to need all of those as soon as this attack is coming in here. Exo Striker trying to commit to saving this fourth base, but I'm not sure if it's the right call. As those Banelings now with massive surface area to roll past those the force fields, getting hit by his own biles though. And you know what? Well, this is a tough one to call, guys. The Immortals are still here. That's 5 Immortals. That is an incredible amount of damage every time those units shoot. It looks like Exo Striker manages to hold on again, but Ghosty pulling away in time, not really taking too much damage here, and attempting once again the Zergling run by. Oh, no, actually. Yeah, you should do, right? Maybe just waiting for the rest of the Zerglings. Okay, yeah, there we go. Coming in right here. Once again, a little bit missing with the warp in. Another warp in taking place, though. And yeah, very quick reactions once more from Exo Striker. But you know what? Actually, these links still managed to get right on top of all of those probes, and quite a lot of them are going to go down now. 8 of them. Yeah, it's alright. Yeah, it's not too bad. Even, oh, there's still more over here. Denying all the mining. As links now as well coming in on that 4th base, but with the cannons and the shield batteries there. Ghosty wisens up, well, at least the links wisen up and try something else, turning into Banelings beforehand before trying to deal the damage on this side here. More Zealots being used on the right side as a counter force, trying to dish out some damage there. It looks like, yeah, Ghosty, he's gonna catch this one pretty nicely. Good stuff there. Does infest a couple of those Banelings, but oh, in this side, 15 probes do die to those Banelings there. And you know what? That is gonna add up eventually, right? 34 workers in total have gone down here for Exo Striker. That's not a good sign. Exo Striker, he is transitioning into the Fleet Beacon tech. And we're not really seeing any sort of response yet from Ghosty. I believe he did make a Spire though. Yeah, okay, so he does have a Spire, he does have a Hive tech, so he can definitely start transitioning himself. These links as well should be able to see that this is happening right here. Yeah, there he goes. He realizes he needs more time, trying to nibble away at that Stargate. Doesn't want to Stargate production just yet for his opponents. And we have a cancel quickly, denying that, that Tempest from finishing up here. Reasonable, again, by Ghosty there. With the run by, managing to find a little bit of damage. 7 workers as well gonna go down here. Is that another run by? I'm not 100% sure. Oh my dear lord. That felt a little bit awkward. Like 2 forces that neither of them really anticipated their opponent to be there as well at the same time. Spire now becoming greater Spire. And Corruptors being added into the army composition. You know what? Another thing that Ghosty should be wary of course, here is that he needs to avoid making too many of those Brood Lords. Definitely still is going to need those Corruptors here to help fight off against those Tempest. A nice depowerment on that pylon. A lot of production there, as well as the +1 air weapons here being delayed a little bit. And Ghosty coming on in. Ooh, this could be a good pick-off too. Another pylon here that is delaying that production. As Ghosty doesn't really need these roaches anymore, right? Oh my dear lord. 23 probes going down on this side again. Ghosty, lovely multi-pronged harassment. I need to start paying more attention to this kid. He's not just doing singular aggression, he's doing multi-prongs, and you know what, it's just good stuff overall, but you know what, sometimes I'm just sitting here, I'm just not anticipating this type of stuff from the junior championships, guys. It's it's always remarkable seeing these players kind of bringing their A game and then just, you know what, doing incredible great moves like those. Very well executed. Okay. Of course, it's still a little bit to play for here. Extra Striker still is making those Tempest, of course. He's making 2 at a time right now. +1 air weapon still on the way. He has a lot of Archons. He has a very solid army, right? 110 army supply here. Only 3 Tempests so far, so that could be problematic. How many Corruptors? There's only 4 Corruptors, so you know what? This could be trouble. But Extra Striker wants to take the slow fight. He wants to slow this down as much as possible. Storms are hitting absolutely everything. A lot of the Banelings connecting to those Immortals. Oh, but it looks like, you know what? Those final Banelings managing to kill off an incredible amount of the Protoss army. And 3 Broodlords still remain with quite a bit of a buffer force here. Oh, but the buffer force does manage to get picked off, and now the Stalkers and the Archon here right on top of those Broodlords, just barely managing to hold on. Now, the problem is the remaxing here, right? Ghosty, he was on max supply. Extra Striker, he was not. That means we're seeing 26 roaches now on the production tab. We're seeing more Lings transforming into Banelings here, and Ghosty is having a very good position where he should be able to kind of start pushing into his opponent Extra Striker now, who is still only on 54 workers and just doesn't have the money to really reinvest anything into his army composition here. And this could very well be it, guys. A tied up series. If Ghosty manages to win this fight here decisively enough, in come the Banelings exploding on top of Archons and Immortals, and there's still this many Banelings remaining. How many times do you see that? Well, there you go. We just witnessed it together, and yeah, that should be GG, and it is. A tied up series, guys. Ghosty and Extra Striker going toe to toe, head to head, eyeball to eyeball. Any other body parts to body parts. Yeah, that was some good stuff there. Ghosty truly showing his dominance overall, as well as Extra Striker, of course, showing his great play too. Just getting a little bit caught off by those run-bys here and there. Definitely being a little bit of a problem for him there. Losing quite a couple of those workers, and just production time overall for the Tempest. Not really being prepared for the late game army then afterwards that Ghosty just managed to run down the map with to Extra Striker's base. Especially considering those Tempests, they don't like to just immediately be in a position where they can't kite backwards anymore, right? They have an incredible amount of range and they can kite against those Broodlords, right? So you want to have your army kind of forcing the fight further on the map. And then move backwards. Kite the Zerg army, as the Broodlords are just incredibly slow. And that is going to allow you to gain a whole lot more value over time. And then you have a lot more potential with the army composition of those Tempests. If you're going to fight just straight up, head to head, in the entire army composition of the Zerg, it definitely feels like carriers will be the more efficient unit to start trading with. Fortunately, it was not meant to be there for Extra Striker. He was just not ready at all for anything of the sorts. He probably wasn't really in a position to be moving out on the map anyway, right? He was still at like 150 supply, perhaps 140, as that attack hit him from Ghosty. Anyway, we're going to be seeing another fight here between these guys. The two champions. Let's see who manages to move on. First of all, we are 1-1. It's a tied-up series here. In the bottom right, we have a yellow Zerg player on Golden Wall. He is our German champion, or previous champion, Ghosty. His opponent, a slightly not blue Protoss player in the bottom left side. He is our Russian player from Team Alpha X. Also a previous champion. Can he do it? He is Exo Striker. Guess we should do a zoom here as well, as we do have the logo here for Alpha X. Lovely stuff. Okay, so for those of you who are unaware, Golden Wall, a lovely new map with a happy face here, right here in the middle. As you can see, the two eyes are these ones. There's a nose over here, and then a bit of a mouth right here as well. There you go. Try to unsee that one. You could even say that these are the eyebrows, and then these bits are on the map are the actual eyes, and then the nose, and then once again the jawline over here. It's an old guy who has sacky cheeks that are drooping over his chin, like so. All right. Anyway, let's take a look at what these guys are doing so far. We're seeing a very defensive build from Exo Striker. Wait, did we have a spawning pool first? Yes, we did actually. Ghosty going for the spawning pool first. Exo Striker reacting in kind. And yeah, doing all the right stuff here. Making even a second Zealot. And should be absolutely fine against the initial Zergling aggression. Looks like Ghosty isn't even going to attempt anymore to go for the Zergling aggression here on the other side. Just moving back with them. He has delayed, of course, the Nexus being put down, but overall, Exo Strike is still in a pretty solid position. 24 works versus 19. That's not too bad. Cynical Death, StarCraft. Look at that. Welcome, buddy. Welcome to the chat. I hope you're having a good time. Cynical Death, a legend in the StarCraft 2 scene, of course, guys. A Liquipedia prodigy. Adding and removing everything we need him to. How you doing, buddy? Showing us the dragon. Oh, there's the Stargates immediately being scouted out here by Ghosty as well. That is a little bit unfortunate. Ghosty gonna feel very comfortable with grabbing himself a third base. And he's going to be happily droning up here a little bit more for quite a bit of time. And he's just going to be very comfortable right now. That is that scout there on its own may have been just what he needed to kind of come back from that slightly less economic start, where of course he did have to well, he didn't have to, but he kind of invested in that earlier spawning pool before the hatch. And those links as well, of course, not becoming the drones, just costing him a little bit of money here overall, weakening his economy. Now, I'm secretly hoping that we are going to see a late game here, especially from the new kids, right? These are these should be the innovators, right, from StarCraft 2. The new people, they haven't been set in their ways for too long, right? They should be able to come up with new stuff. At least that's what I would expect. Am I going to be right with that? I don't know. We're going to have to find out here today. But you know what? With these new maps, of course, new strategies are going to be able to be used as well. Are we going to see anything interesting so far? It's looking pretty standard. It is looking pretty standard. Ghosty not even, again, making use of the golden mineral base here. Which, you know what? It's okay. I'm not going to be too bummed out about that one. I would love to see it being used though, but oh well. What's going on, Sniper? Thank you so much for that sub. What's going on, guys? Not much. Just chilling. Just chilling. Having a good time. Having a good time. Watching StarCraft 2, you know. Watching Extra Striker going for a Twilight Council and a robotics facility once again. And he's also he's mining out these mineral patches over here. So perhaps this is going to be a little bit of a pathway for him to start moving forwards here. Perhaps gonna attempt to do something on that bottom side to try to catch Ghosty off guard. And you know what? It might very well work. He has a creep spread all the way on this side of the map. A little bit less over on this one, of course, but in his main base towards the south, absolutely open. If you have a Warp Prism here, already your units, you can warp in here and just get them over there very easily. And the rest of your forces, of course, that you already have available, it's going to be quite easy for them to just march down here. Wait, actually, Exo Striker, he might just be grabbing a base here, actually. He might just grab... Yeah, alright, okay. Definitely has the money for it. So it feels like this one is going to be the more defensive base for him, rather than the base further to the north. And I suppose this is a little bit of a further walk distance, right? And now you can just kind of have your forces over here. You already have a wall for this side anyway, right? So that should be pretty solid. And there's still a mineral wall here. Great stuff so far. Right, here is the Warp Prism with the 2 Archons now being added in. Hey, Overseer being harassed by that Phoenix. Like a cat pouncing on a mouse that is about to pop out of his hole. And that is going to go down. Those Archons, though, are the more important part here. How much damage can they get done? And it looks like already doing quite a bit here. Ro8, though, should be able to stop the aggression here for a little bit. Of course, but that Warp Prism can still float around and make life absolutely miserable for our yellow Zerg player here, who does have himself a 4th base already. So keep that in mind, guys. He is doing very well, economically speaking. Extra Striker adds 4 more gateways and a robot. And is that another robotics facility? Yes, it is. Okay, so double robo. He's going to be going hard on those immortals here, I suppose. And we're seeing Ghosty going for the Mutalisk play once more. Did it get spotted? No, it did not. Actually, it's not the Mutalisk. Okay, here it is. Okay, so let's take a look. Did it get spotted? It did not. Alright, that is a big deal. Nothing really in the way of anti-air here. What do we see? We see 1 Phoenix. We see 1 Stalker. I guess the Warp Prism with those Archons in the... oh my god, if that gets out here. And it does. Oh, that is absolutely horrible. That is an abysmal turn of events here. That is so incredibly unlucky. Those Mutalisks now have absolute free range for quite a bit of time until those Phoenix numbers are going to get grown. We wouldn't really desperately kind of need to see a Chrono right on top of that Stargate here, as these Mutalisks are getting closer and closer to the Protoss base. A lot of Stalkers here, but not enough. There's only 4 of them. Gonna get picked off immediately by those Mutalisks. There are just too many of them trading out efficiently against Stalkers. And that is quite horrible for the Protoss player here, of course, as most of you can understand that. But you know what, this is a very difficult situation with the 2 shield batteries, though, making Micro a lot easier against these Mutalisks. But still, a lot of economic damage is gonna get taken here. It's gonna get dealt out, dished out by these Mutalisks. Look at that. So many probes falling and more Mutalisks on the way here. I'm not sure if I'm a big fan of more Mutalisks, but as we do have, of course, more and more Phoenixes now in production. Although, you know what, that's going to stop the Mutalisks or the Phoenix production. Just kind of killing off the pylons here. He's trying to get on top of those Phoenixes, but not really being able to do so. It's going to be nice if he does manage to get a pylon again here, but that's a rough spot that he is in. Wants to try and regroup with the rest of those Mutalisks. In they come here. Might be able to get a little bit of a surround, but ooh, good dodge there from Exo Striker, managing to get himself out of that situation. And yeah, only 5 Mutalisks have fallen so far. 21 probes, though, did pay the ultimate price here. What clan is Ghosty in? Right now he's in patch Z, so I don't think Ghosty is in a clan, actually. I think he is still teamless, if I'm not mistaken. You know what? Who could answer that question? It's probably cynical death, right? He knows absolutely everything. Why, you might ask? It's because he fills in all the information. Well, with a couple of friends, of course, a couple of buddies. I say buddies. I'm not sure they're considered colleagues, maybe, perhaps as well. But yeah, I'm pretty sure. At least he used to be teamless for a really long time. But he, you know what, I don't understand why. He is definitely worth picking up here as somebody that is showing a lot of potential. And yeah, definitely if I had anything to say about it, I would just put him in Alpha X, honestly. I don't have anything to say about that, unfortunately. Anyway, Exo Striker here, coming in with quite a big force. That's a couple of Stalkers, but mostly Immortals here. Now with the Corruptors as well, that could be a bit of a scary force here for Exo Striker to still deal with, but he's just going to go for it. He doesn't want to have any much longer of a game here. Baneling's hitting from all angles. Alright, yeah, that is just an absolute massacre. GG is called. Exo Striker has to tap out and give another victory here to Ghosty. And that means that we have Ghosty being the first one to move onwards here into the overall bracket. Or I say bracket, I mean the thingamajig. The the playoffs. He's moving forward to the playoffs. That's what I mean. That's what we're talking about. Ghosty's already here. Hello,
Hey,
Ghosty. Hey, man.
hey.
How you doing, buddy?
Fine, thank you.
Yeah? Alright, I kind of
Yeah.
forgot to mention, guys, we do have winners interviews here as well. As soon as somebody goes forwards into the playoffs, we do have the
Hey,
interview. And there's
Hey.
Miguel as well. Hello, Miguel.
Hello, guy. Okay, well, congrats, Gusty.
Thank you.
Well, this was some kind of finals between Exo Striker and you because you won the first time you confronted him on season 1, then he beat you on season 2. So how do you feel right now?
Pretty good. He was. I wasn't sure because he's a strong player and I was not really comfortable. But in the end, it
Okay.
worked out.
Okay, well, Kozan, do you have any question for Ghosty?
Yeah, sure. Are you actually in a team right now, Ghosty?
No.
No, you're still not in a team. I don't understand why, man. You're doing a very good job. I'm sure something will happen at some point. If you keep going like this, man, that's it's just a matter of time. And other questions, I suppose, as well. Sure. All right. So facing off against Extra Strike, I think you faced him before. Did you prep anything in particular for him today, or was it just your regular style?
Regular style.
Your regular style,
pretty
right?
much. But I wasn't really sure in Golden Wall what I should do. But,
Yeah?
I came up with the Mewtwo idea.
All right. Yeah, I think the mutas are pretty good on this map. That's with the wall in the middle, right?
Yep.
So, do you like the new maps overall?
Kinda, but purity and industry, island
Yes.
base,
Yes.
I'm not sure.
You're not. Why are you not sure?
Well, like, it's pretty easy for all races to expand there, just for Zerg, not like,
Okay.
but I don't know, like, I have to watch what, like, Lambo and Soda's on that map, and then I will try to.
You picked twice Golden Wall in the first match against Fireplay, then against Exo Striker. What do you think of this map? Because most of the players I heard were really unhappy with this map. What do you think about it?
I think it's pretty good for Zerg, because you can mine the minerals down, and Terran can't do anything against it. I mean, if they want to do anything against it, they need to expand down, and that's not too good for them, because then you can do like pressure on both sides of the map, and yeah.
Okay. Oh, I had a question. Okay, yeah. Someone on chat is asking, what do you think about a balance at the moment of the game?
I'm. I don't know. Like, mm, I'm not sure. Maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't. I really don't know. Like,
Okay.
I
Okay.
think I'm not the person who should talk about that.
Yeah, sure. Quartis, do you have any question for Gusty here?
Yeah, actually, one from our chat. Wanted to know for the last game you did so many Mutalisks, and we were wondering, is it something you often do against Protoss, or was it something
Um,
against Exostriker precisely?
it was precisely like I saw it on Golden Stream, and I thought, yeah, I should try it too.
Okay, and what do you think
yeah.
about it?
It's pretty strong, like extremely on dead map, and yeah,
Awesome, thanks.
no problem.
Okay, well, thanks a lot, Gusty. We will see you. Well, in the playoff.
Sure.
Did you watch the well, check who were the player of the group B, and who would you like to not, well, who would you not like to confront in the semifinals?
I don't know. I would be happy if Eric Fire would play.
Okay.
Axis Striker. I really like their Fire play. He played really, really well.
Yeah, but well, it would be someone of the group B in the
Yeah, in
semifinals.
Group B.
So Arok
And
Fire, Baby Marine, Unless, or Yung Yakov.
Baby Marine or Endless TV. I'm not sure.
Thanks for the follow.
I'm a bit scared against Jan Jakov.
Oh, okay. Okay, well, see you in 2 weeks then for.
See you.
See you.
See you, Ghosty. Thanks for the games, man.
See you. Bye.
Well played.
Well played.
Thank you.
All right. You heard it from the man himself, Mr. Ghosty, the German man. Well, I say man. He he has such an adorable voice still. It's like you know what? In a couple of years, I'm wondering the difference that is gonna happen with him. Anyway, we still have a couple of series here to go, guys. At least two more best of threes. No, I say at least. It is two more best of threes. We still have the loser match going on. Who is gonna still have an opportunity to try and beat Axis Striker here for a chance to get into those playoffs, of course. Axis Striker, very tough opponents overall. And both these players, I mean, Wannabe Beyond and Fireplay, I mean, they're both Terrans. And we just saw him, Axis Striker, just being quite rather ruthless to one of them. It definitely didn't look too easy for... wait, was it far? It was Wannabe Beyond, right, that he faced? Let me double check this, actually. He played against Wannabe Beyond, I think, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, okay, so he already beat Wannabe Beyond, and you know what, Wannabe Beyond, he managed to get further into the tournament than Fireplay did, so it's a bit of an awkward one. Anyway, it's going to be very difficult for both these players, no matter which one manages to move on forwards, but first of all, they're going to have to face each other, and that on its own might already be a little bit of experience, might already be a little bit of a confidence boost, managing to get a victory right here in the group stages, right? I mean, these players, they're not only playing the game, right, they're also kind of still playing with their own mental state. They're still trying to get used to the entire idea of it being a competition. The nerves are as much of a factor as they... you know what, they ever are going to be, because these are, well, some of the very first tournaments which they got to play, very first invitational players, invitationals that they do get to play. And yeah, that just adds a lot of pressure. And these players, they are not used to such an environment yet, of course. So it definitely is as much of a part of this tournament as the just overall playing of StarCraft 2, right? Coming up with strategies, executing the strategy is, you know, it kind of goes hand in hand with your mental state, of course, as well, the execution. But yeah, overall, well, let's just take a look, guys. Let's just take a look at how this is gonna unfold. Let me get this set up, and then we will bring you in here into the first game. It's gonna be Everdream once again. It looks like this map is being fairly popular. In the top right, we have from Platoon, the red Terran player. He is known as Wannabe Beyond. In the bottom left, a blue Terran player. I think he is Teamless, or he might be Exode. Exode, is that an actual team? Let me, you know what, I can check this, right? I could just hop on over. I cannot check this. Okay. So he's the blue Terran player. He is a Fireplay. Fireplay from France, of course. Wannabe Beyond, our Belarusian player here. Let's see if one of these players can bring the pain more so than the other one. Both of them going for the safety builds here, going for double gas. Trying to, you know what, just not die to those early aggressions that are very common to see in those TVT matchups. We're just gonna have to wait and see. Looks like Fireplay is a big special fan. Wannabe Beyond, you know what, he's probably a big Beyond fan, I'd say. Unfortunately though, of course, Beyond kind of disappeared from the scene. It's hard to really still get him around. Thank you, Sniper. Love you guys too. Oh man. We love you, Cynical Death. Yeah. Alright, anyway. Some good appreciation going around in the chat here, guys. That is always good to see. Alright, so what is so far? Not a lot of deviation from these two just yet. Both going for the double Reaper immediately. Neither of them gonna go for that reactor first, which is another thing you see happen sometimes. Going for double Reaper then afterwards. Nope, they're just gonna go for the single Reaper right here. And let's see, both of them getting a pretty reasonable shot. Ooh, the mine managing to hit Fireplay though. But immediately the Reaper does retreat here to a safe place. Can't go up that ramp there, unfortunately. He would have taken a free shot as well, and that would have kind of equalized the overall amount of damage that had been dealt. Now, both these players, of course, having two Reapers now and a Hellion. Is Fireplay actually going to try to push across the map here? Right on top of that ramp, of course, he is going to walk into a little bit of a painful experience here. That one Hellion already taking quite a beating here and immediately being picked off. That might be a bit of an indicator for Wannabe Beyond to start moving across the map here. Out he goes. Can he bring the pain here? Well, there's another Hellion and more Reapers waiting on that ramp. Wannabe Beyond not falling for the same trick here. Almost losing an Hellion though. Ooh, this is getting rather interesting of an exchange. It looks like, you know what, that is very well played there by Wannabe Beyond, managing to target down everything that he needed to. And now he has a significant advantage, having those two Hellions and the two Reapers on the other side of the map here. Gonna be able to pick off a couple of those initial workers. If he does so want to. You know what, he could have gone in there with the Reapers. That Cyclone's still pretty far away from finishing up. It looks like Wannabe Beyond is just taking the priority with macroing up back at home. Not being too bothered with immediately trying to deal the game-ending damage here. Saying, you know what, one is enough. What is this? That's a very quick fusion core. That is interesting. I doubt that is for the extended Liberator range. I'm pretty certain that that is going to be for those battle cruisers, right? I mean, he does have a tech lab on that starport. It would definitely make sense, but we're seeing a Raven being produced here by Fireplay. Fireplay should be ready with this well, at least for a little bit, right? That Raven, as long as it has interference matrix. Wait a moment, you're not blue Terran units. Siege tank has to retreat here. A lock-on did get used on top of the Marine, but oh, the medevac does get picked off, so these units are stranded here. But you know what? Maybe Fireplay isn't all that happy with these units being stranded here. It's a bit rough overall still. But luckily for him, he does have that siege tank. Now, oh my dear lords. Oh my dear lords. Oh my god. That was a nasty game here. Wannabe Beyond showing that he is, you know what? He's not somebody to be taken lightly there. Fireplay definitely having his hands full with that one. Not managing to really stay alive in that situation. But, I mean, to be fair, he already lost quite a significant portion of his forces, of course, immediately when he did try to move up that ramp. Being blindsided by his opponent's Hellion and 2 Reapers there. Them getting a couple of free shots. Getting the free Hellion, basically, right? I think that Hellion only shot once in total. And, yeah, afterwards, of course, taking another bad fight. And Wannabe Beyond just being an absolute baller. Managing to take quite a decisive battle here. Of course, guys, do remember we have the Match Arena page. We would very much appreciate it if you would help these players out. All the code contribution you do does go to the prize pool for the players, so it doesn't have to cost you anything. All you got to do is head on over to the Match Arena page, fill in the coupon code, and it will help out these players get a little bit extra money. Or, you know what, if you've already done that, there's also a couple of quests that you could do. Just give a couple of follows on Twitter, give a couple of subscriptions to StarCraft 2 channels, and you will be adding a bit of money as well to the prize pool, which just kind of helps out, guys, you know. If we all help out in that way, it's going to be quite significant, and we're going to be able to get the, well, the players a little bit more cash for their troubles. Alright, game number 2 between these two. Let's hop on into it. In the bottom right side, we have the player from Belarus. It's the red Terran player. He is Wannabe Beyond. Right now on Team Platoon. On Nightshade, his opponent. In the blue color, he is also a Terran player. So far, he has not managed to get out of the group stages yet, but he has managed to get qualified a lot of the time here. 3 out of 4 times at least. It's the blue Terran in the top left. He is Fireplay. Now, once again, let's take a look if these players pass the game. 400 ping. Interesting. Interesting. Wannabe Beyond. Yes, 400 ping. Well, that is, yeah, that doesn't sound playable. I'm not gonna lie. That's not the amount of ping that you want to have if you're playing StarCraft 2. It's just not a good one. Not the way to do it. Let's see how long it takes him to kind of get this fixed up here. Hopefully it won't be too long, of course. We have no idea. It shouldn't take too long, right? To just kind of run around the home screaming like, please, turn off all your downloads. Turn off all your downloads, Mom, Dad. As they are the juniors, of course, they would still have to talk to their parents here. Which is normal, right? It would be weirder for a 15-year or younger person to already be living on his own. Anyway. But then again, they do play StarCraft 2, so it shows that they are very smart people. So maybe they are already living on their own. Who knows? Regardless, yeah, but there's nothing going on yet in this game either. So a little bit of downtime. Okay, Wannabe Beyond. He's eyeing. All right. Go-ri, maybe? I think it helps. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not a referee here. I'm not entrusted to referee status. Let's go. Fireplace says go. Miguel? Okay. Miguel didn't have anything to say about it either. Apparently. Alright, I guess we're just gonna redo this one. Seems fair. We weren't too far into this one yet. Anyway. Feels a little bit weird, but you know what? Ah well. Nonetheless, we're just gonna restart it. Let's get this show on the road. On a remade map. You should not have left. Well, to be fair, Miguel, you had quite a lot of time to to talk about it. He left instead of resumed the game. Alright, well, it's just overall confusion here. We are restarting this one from the replay. Okay. Well, this is just one hectic mess right now. Wouldn't meet a Junior Cup with things like this going a little bit array sometimes here and there. But yeah, we are restarting this one from the replay. Getting these two players back into their seats. Which seems to be the fair thing, right? I mean, if you do start the game, even in those crucial first couple of seconds, you might not have the perfect start. You might not have your units out just in time. You may have just misplaced something a little bit here and there, and you want to just get a re-go. Sometimes, you know what? It is a competitive game. People try to win it, guys. And sometimes people do such strategies, so that it kind of makes sense that you wouldn't just remake it after a certain amount of time that it was being played. Sometimes you see it when somebody has a wrong race or something, right? When they instantly leave. But yeah, nonetheless. We are going to continue this one. Let's take a look. We are ready and we are a go. Thank you so much for the follow, Mr. I'm not sure how to read this. I'm sure maybe you can type it in the chat here for me what your name is, but very much appreciating the follow there. Alright, we're back in the game. Let's just go back to this one actually. Wait, did we just count down from 6 and then went on 4? That is... Alright. That's interesting too. Those are some big misclicks right there. If that was meant to be 3, 2, 1. Maybe he was doing it on the numpad. Who knows? Anyway. We did our introductions, right? I'm pretty sure we did. We could do them again if we want to, but you know what? That feels a little bit redundant. So we're not gonna do that. Both these players gonna go for the double gas once again. Barracks timing's very equal to here. And now we have some variation. We have one of the players going for that reactor, the other one going straight for the Reaper here. I don't think it's a massive difference, but it's an interesting one. The one is maybe potentially a little bit quicker with the first initial scouting. But I guess, you know what, Fireplay is just going to send an SCV instead. I'm not sure if this is this going to be a starport? Is this going to be a starport? Is he going to put Hellions into his medevac from here and then just load them up into the main base? It very well could be the case. It very well could be the case. I mean, he does have himself that reactor now as well. Could switch around the factory and the barracks and then start producing 2 Hellions. So he would have 3 Hellions in total before a medevac actually gets out there. The one Reaper moving back here, perhaps a little bit too scared. Could have try to get a little bit of a scout off there, perhaps a little bit deeper, but of course he doesn't see the production line here filling up. Oh my god, it gets scouted. What in the world, wannabe Bjorn? How did he know? That is absolutely crazy. So he is fully aware. And that just put Fireplay back by quite a bit. Actually, I forgot to do these as well. Psycho Social SC2, thank you for the follow, buddy. Very much appreciate it. Welcome to being the hatchling that you are. I guess. I need to come up with a cool name. An Alpha Xer just seems a little bit weird, like some sort of serial killer that uses an X. Anyway, Fireplay is in a bit of trouble here. He does have a good amount of units though. The Hellions were a little bit too far forwards, but there is a Cyclone and 2 Marines here to help out this situation, and that should be enough for Wannabe Beyond to kind of stop anything bad from happening here. Yeah, there it is. So great job there from Wannabe Beyond, once again holding off his opponent's aggression with relative what seems to be ease. And now also, of course, having himself the medevac, the first medevac as the starports, of course, for Fireplay. Oh man, that is quite delayed. Alright, base-wise, almost finished up, and we have a finished up orbital command center already, so Wannabe Beyond just ahead in army count, ahead in economy, ahead in most things. I like this though, a third command center now being put down, trying to make some sort of a comeback here, but you know what, Fireplay is gonna have to defend this still successfully. Yeah, I updated it, Cynical. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. I kind of forgot about it after the restart from replay there for a moment. I know. I am a... how do you call this? I'm a shame for my family. Something like that. Anyway, a black sheep of the caster community. Oh, that's rough. This is just rough overall because Wannabe Beyond now realizes that there is that third base in production already. Getting quite a lot of picks on those army units too. Getting a couple of SCV kills. It's just overall feeling very, very uncomfortable for Fireplay now, as Wannabe Beyond is already moving across the map here with those Marines and the siege tank as well. Even a Viking joining in the fray here as Fireplay... You know what? He does have that single seat. Yeah, no, yeah, okay, he has 2. He almost has 3. That's pretty solid. He has a Raven as well. I think he should be able to hold on here. And not lose too much, but unless if he... Oh, my dear lord, he moves away from the front door. Did not see this one coming. They bang... Oh, the Raven throwing down an auto turret here, but... Not targeting down that siege tank in time, and is not going to be able to get it. It goes very low in the orange HP though. And that might be just enough for Fireplay to force this attack backwards. There is still the medevac though with 2 Marines. No stim for this one though. And there is a siege tank ready to shoot one of those down as well. So a bit unfortunate there for Wannabe Beyond, dropping right outside, well, just inside of the range of that siege tank. He's still killing SCVs actually here. What in the world? Alright. Now finally Fireplay adjusting that siege tank, its positioning. And managing to force that Marine backwards into the medevac. Also Fireplay not managing to secure the kill on the retreating siege tank here, I believe. Yeah, no siege tank killed over there. And Wannabe Beyond now adding on his own third command center. Getting 2 more barracks here as well. Going up to a total of 5. It's going to have a very solid production line here for the army units. As, you know what, Fireplay, he might want to consider trying to ramp up his own aggression here a little bit. Well, I guess it comes down to who of these players manages to surprise the other one with the first siege tank line. And it looks like, you know what, it's going to be Wannabe Beyond. Look at that targeting fire immediately right on top of those siege tanks. Reasonable splitting coming out of Fireplay, but it's just not enough. Wannabe Beyond, a wonderful positioning there, quick reaction, and managing to get a very, very clean 2-0 victory here. Well played by him. Okay. Okay, and that's another best of 3 that has been played here, guys. We are gonna have to wait for the next one. All chats. Okay. It is going to be a rematch that we've seen before. Wannabe Beyond versus Extra Striker, of course. Extra Striker managing to get the 2-0 victory previously. It's gonna be a rough one here for Wannabe Beyond, I believe. Extra Striker, a truly magnificent player. Wannabe Beyond, though, of course, not somebody you should underestimate here at all whatsoever. But I mean, Extra Striker, he's just Alpha X, so you know, he's just Alpha and he's an X. It's a deadly combination. He's Russian too. Wannabe Beyond though, Belarusian Terran player. I mean, you shouldn't count him out just yet, guys. That's for sure. I mean, he does qualify consistently. He did manage to make it to playoffs the previous time around. I know he lost in the semis, but he lost to the overall champion, right? Young Yakov being the person that won the overall tournament there. And you know what? You just can expect a lot still from Wannabe Beyond. It's still up to play for who manages to secure this place in the playoff series for over 2 weeks. Wannabe Beyond, Extra Striker. They're doing the vetoes now. Looks like Wannabe Beyond doesn't want to play on Golden, unfortunately. Extra Striker doesn't want to play on Zen or Purity. Again, unfortunately. Two of my favorite new maps right here to see people struggle upon. Another veto is going to be Nightshade. Alright. I can respect that one. I'm glad that Nightshade... You know what? I think it is a pretty map, but I don't know. It just feels a little bit too... It just feels too generic to me. As an observer, I like to have the wild cards, the wild games, those maps that can have new things suddenly appear in the meta. You kind of have to throw a wrench into the overall gameplay for those pro players. Of course, they just like to do the same thing. They like to have their builds not suddenly be completely thrown out of the window because of an entirely new map and have to come up with all sorts of things on every map separately. But I can understand that. I can get behind it as well, but oh well. Anyway, first map will be Simulacrum. Afterwards, we will have Dream. And then Ever Dream, of course. And then afterwards, we will have Eternal Empire. The Eternal Empire, Ever Dream, and Simulacrum. Okay. Wannabe Beyond, Extra Striker. Two very strong opponents still, guys. Extra Striker did manage to get a very clean victory previously, but is that gonna be a repeat right here, right now? I don't know. I don't know exactly. I hope not. I hope it's gonna be a little bit closer. But I guess Wannabe Beyond has been warmed up now. He looked very strong in his previous series, that is for sure. Fireplay, just, you know what, being out micro there a little bit here and there. And Wannabe Beyond just being very clean in his execution. So we're going to have to wait and see. Anyway, already have Ghosty, of course, sitting in that playoffs. The first player this season, in Season 4, to move on into that situation. Ghosty, of course, being the champion of Season 1 and the runner-up of Season 3. And also Season 2, he managed to get the 3rd/4th place. So every time a very strong appearance from him. And once again, managing to secure himself in that playoff spot. Extra Striker, I believe every time when he did participate, he did manage to get into the playoffs at least. Even managing to win as well, right? But I think the previous season, Season 3, he did not participate. Which is a bit of a feels bad. But you know what? It happens. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? Anyway, we have a rematch between these two players. In the top left side, we have the yellow Protoss He is from Alpha X. He is from Russia. He is Exo Striker. In the bottom right side, we have a cheeky Terran player in the purple colors. He is from Belarus. He is Wannabe Beyond. And, yeah, I was saying cheeky. I mean, this is why. This is why. Putting that barracks across the map here. It is quite potent, but it looks like, you know what, Exo Striker is going to go out for scouts here. Is he going to scout for a proxy, though? Doesn't look like he is in the right spot anyway. So he's going to go across the map here, trying to figure out what is happening there. And then he's going to see that, in fact, there is, of course, something missing here. The double gas being added, it could very well be the 111 build we've seen Wannabe Beyond do beforehand. Didn't really work out the previous time. Exo Striker, even with that, I don't think he even made the second base, did he? He just kind of went on the one base, made a bunch of shield batteries, got a strong army here. And there we go. Again, we're seeing that he's missing the barracks. He sees the double gas. He's moving back with his probe. Doesn't go for that Nexus. And he's just going to prep for the attack here. Oh, actually, Wannabe Beyond this time around. Just going to go for the single Reaper. You know what? This is a little bit different here. Is he gonna go for a... No, he's no command center. That would be weird as well of the two gas to then transition into a command center. Huh. Oh, very, very interesting. Alright, he does get himself a bunker here on the low ground, so it looks like he wants to go for the containing strategy this time around. Not so much for a eliminating strategy. And he's still just on one barracks here, of course. Okay, now going for the factory at home. A whole lot less all in. And just, again, like I said, he is containing his opponents. Could this be some sort of a follow-up with Banshees, perhaps? Or something else with Stargate's factory units? It's interesting. It's curious that you wouldn't, if it was like some sort of aggression with the factory and the starports, right? Such as siege tank push. Why wouldn't you put them as well on the opposite side of the map here? That's the weird part. To me, anyway. He is keeping Exo Striker on that one base economy here for a while. Adding in the starport now as well. Getting a tech lab on that factory. Now, I think that should be a big tell, right? Looks like he is going to try to play it safe here. And add in some siege tanks. Maybe just by forcing Exo Strike to stay on the one base. Oh, it's a Cyclone actually. Not a bad call either, especially now that he is playing against the Stargate. Okay, he scouted the Stargate. That's really good. That makes sense then to go for that Cyclone. Killing off 2 more probes here as well. You know what? Wannabe Beyond definitely is. He's doing more than we've seen in those previous games. Managing to get a whole lot more done so far. And adding that command center now as well. Yeah, this is some pretty solid stuff so far. Just kind of needs to stay wary, of course. Those gateway units might still be a potent threat, especially in combination with those oracles as well. It looks like Exo Striker is just taking the hit and now gonna go with the delayed Nexus here. Did he add any shield batteries? No, well, okay, yeah, he did. Just a single shield battery. This is a pretty cool position as well for that shield battery, actually. Reapers once again coming in here. Get targeted down pretty quickly by one. Well, one of them gets targeted down by those adepts. Oh my god, 2 Cyclones locking on. That's that's a dead Oracle right there. Very unfortunate. And Wannabe Beyond making that tech lab on the starports. Moving it over towards the barracks right now as we have the starports. Only producing 1 Viking so far. Now I'm going to go into the reactor. Okay. And Exo Striker just, you know what, still waiting for that second Nexus to finish up. He's adding in Phoenixes now. Another gateway. The Zealot, look at that, that's pretty cool. The Zealot actually managing to kill off the Reaper here. I guess Wannabe Beyond was busy trying to micro these Cyclones that are managing to be quite effective against, of course, the gateway units here from Exo Striker. Wannabe Beyond. 2 Tech Lab Barracks, 1 with the reactor, still kind of just going on the 2 base. I feel like he should be going for some sort of a 2 base aggression as well. Again, we do have the +1 attack being upgraded here. Stim Pack as well, kind of lining up at the same time. Phoenixes, ooh, are they going to get locked on as well again? 2 Cyclone lock-ons on 1 target. It seems like that is just going to kill any air units right now that flies nearby. Except for, like, if it was a Tempest or a Carrier, I suppose. But they are not available just yet anyway, so... There we go, yeah, another lock-on. Oh, quick pickups, though. Nice reaction, but another Phoenix bites the dust because of this. There's still a single Viking in the main base. Gonna try his best to force these Phoenixes to use a little bit more energy here. And the Cyclones, nice position, look at that, picking off another one. Not too bad. Oh, might get another one. Oh, that's gonna be close. Oh, 2 HP remaining on this Phoenix. Alright, Mr. Phoenix. You might still die because of the Marine Fire, though, of course, but... looks like they are absolutely fine. Alright, so Wannabe Beyond, so far, doing a very good job. He is, he's coming out now with the aggression as well. He does have the +1, he does have Stim, Combat Shield about to finish up as well. He has 2 Siege Tanks on the way. And there's not enough Phoenixes anymore to really pick off those Siege Tanks as they are kind of split up a little bit here on the map. One very far forward, the other one a little bit less far forward. Oh my god, the Cyclones managed to lock onto the Sentry, and that's going to be it. That's going to be GG here from Exo Striker. Wannabe Beyond taking game number 1. That lock onto the Sentry was the final nail in the coffin there. And a very well played attack there from Exos, or Wannabe Beyond. Managing to, you know what, just destroy any chance of delaying that aggression there. Using force fields on the ramp. Which is a very potent thing to do there, of course. Just, yeah, Exo Striker not managing to really get the opportunity to do anything with it. A very, very cool play there from Wannabe Beyond. Can he do it again here one more time and get his rematch into a victory? And then just be the player who advances over Exo Striker? That would be quite a upset, I would say. Well, yeah, but let's see. He had some crazy moves there. Maybe Exo Striker a little bit overprotective with that proxy. Didn't really fully know what was happening. Took a while before he got his second base rolling in this time around. And yeah, the aggression, even though it was just a single barracks on the opposite side of the map, definitely making a lot of work. Getting a lot of value for itself there, it seems. Alright, anyway. Second game between these two guys. I should say it's the 4th game, but it's the second game in this best of 3 that they are playing. Can Exo Striker make the comeback happen here, guys? I mean, Wannabe Beyond, he's on match points. One more game, just one more, and he moves on into the playoffs as the second player from this group. And he's going to beat the previous champion that we've had in Season 2. Alright, here we go. Here we go. I'm just excited. Let's just hop on into it. Yeah, there we go. Okay, timed it well. Very nice here. In the bottom left side, we have the player needs to win 2 games in a row. It's the yellow Protoss. He's playing for Alpha X. He's playing from Russia. The young one, he is Exo Striker. His opponent in the top right looks like he might be doing the same thing again. He's the purple Terran player. He is from Platoon and Belarus as a country. He is Wannabe Beyond. Alright. That out of the way. Let's take a look at this one. Alright, the barracks is going to be put right on the side here. Towards the top of the, well, above the natural base of Exo Striker. Exo Striker is going to go for another scout. But the gateway, okay, just gonna add the gateway here as well. Playing it safe. This is the map where previously Wannabe Beyond did try to do the 1-1-1 build proxied. And got absolutely demolished. Extra Striker made it look silly, made it look absolutely ridiculous for even ever attempting anything of the sorts. And yeah, this is looking very, very similar so far from game number 1 in his best of 3. Wannabe Bjorn looks like he is going to be adding in another Reaper here, right? Gonna go for the bunker again, I assume. I mean, that worked out very nicely. And I mean, if it worked, you know what? Just do it again. Just make it happen again. And there it is. Yeah, there's the bunker. I would love to see the Zealot move down on the ramp here, trying to deny that bunker from going up. But yeah, maybe he feels like he has to be safe with that Zealot as well. It's interesting that he does go for the Zealot here first and then not move it down the ramp. Okay, there he goes. Does go for the scouting here. Can he still kill off the SCV in time? Oh, it's going to be close. He does manage to get it. Alright, that's a big deal. That's a big difference from the previous game around. Look at that percentage. That is like half a second of production left on that bunker. And that's very unfortunate here for Wannabe Bjorn. He got pretty lucky still with the movement of his SCV, but it just wasn't enough. Now, we're not seeing any other SCV moving across the map here. That bunker's still going to be annoying, still delaying that second Nexus by quite a bit here. But yeah, I mean... Ooh, the Reaper. One Reaper might die here. Nice target fire there from Exo Striker. Gonna give chase to the other Reaper, but ooh, the Shade got tired, unfortunately. I didn't know Ghost could get tired, but hey, there you go. Even Ghost need energy, I suppose. Reaper does manage to rotate back into this game, though. Or into the main base. Killing off 2 more probes. Pretty nice value there, I'd say. Although, of course, Extra Striker's natural is so much earlier than opposed to the previous time. Now, there's Stargate Tech. Let's take a look. Did it get scouted this time by Wannabe Bjorn as well? It did not. So, again, a little bit of a difference, but it looks like Wannabe Bjorn is kind of prepping for it. What in the world are we seeing here? A fusion core being added into the mix. Alright, okay. Wannabe Bjorn. Is he actually doing this? Is he going to go for a battle cruiser build here? That's a bit ridiculous. You don't see this very often in PvT. But we're seeing it right now. And that is pretty cool. Alright, so the Adept just barely manages to stay alive and then runs back into the Cyclone here face first. Good micro here from Wannabe Bjorn, killing off all of those gateway forces. 2 gas being taken by Exo Striker. Exo Striker, I mean, he does have that Stargate. He's adding in Phoenixes now as well. Phoenixes don't do too great against battlecruisers, I suppose. But then again, I mean, how likely is it that he's going to be building Void Race here? I don't think it's very likely. They do alright against battlecruisers, surprisingly. Because the battlecruisers, of course, are the armored units. Especially if you power up those Void Race, should be able to keep up with the battlecruisers and just kind of absolutely demolished, but very unlikely that anything of that sort is going to be happening here. Let's take a look at what Exo Striker knows about Mr. Wannabe Bjorn. He knows he's expanding. He knows that there was a barracks at one point. So, oh no, wait, actually the factory, right? That used to be the factory there. So, yeah, he doesn't know anything. He knows absolutely nothing, to be precise. And he's going to be trying it here anyway. He's adding in more Phoenixes. He's getting himself a robotics bay as well. How many Stalkers do we have? We have 1 Stalker. We have 3 Phoenixes. They're going to be matched up against this battlecruiser that is about to be ready. Okay, there we go. He's jumping forwards. Oh, this is going to be a whole lot of trouble here for Exo Striker. He did not anticipate this whatsoever. Right now, putting all the probes in an absolute maddening panic here. Trying his best to keep as many alive as possible. Already losing 8 of his little probies. The Phoenixes trying their best to target down the battlecruiser, but as you can see, that is not a lot of damage that they do. The battlecruiser now just moving out after getting 8 of those probe kills. That is not something you see every day, especially because we are seeing the Yamato cannon being added as well, and a second battlecruiser being created here. So doubling down on this battlecruiser attack, very interesting. considering that just Phoenixes do, or well, Stalkers do really well against Battlecruisers as well. But yeah, I guess, it's interesting that he didn't really stay all that long anymore in that situation. I think he could have gotten a little bit more out of that initial Battlecruiser surprise. Maybe target down more probes, maybe even kill off a couple of those Phoenixes, or at least just kind of stay there and deal damage, right? Instead, he's moving backwards. I suppose that does mean that he is going to be able to have 2 Yamato cannons here at the same time. And gain value that way. Phoenixes moving forward across the map again. We're seeing status traps also having been set up here at the front door of Wannabe Beyond. And that now we see the double Yamato cannon striking down with fury. Fireballs flying through the sky. And yeah, 2 Phoenixes immediately fall because of it, of course. Now Extra Striker, he's just gonna have to ramp up that Stalker production. He needs as many as he can muster here. He's also adding in the Twilight Council. Very good call. Getting a Blink here would help out a tremendous amount. Behind this, we're seeing Wannabe Beyond going for the Cyclone upgrade. We're seeing him going for a full-on mech build, as it would look. Oh, Battlecruisers coming in again. Oh, one of them almost falling here. Does manage to get out there in time. Let's take a look on the units lost tab. Wow, that is very heavily in favor here for Wannabe Beyond. Wannabe Beyond, what a build. You don't see this ever against Protoss, really. But here it is. And you know what? It's doing really well as well. Okay, looks like the status trap did get dismantled here. Didn't manage to do anything else anymore. We're gonna have to wait and see for the repair on the battlecruisers. Okay, there it is. Good job there as well. And, oh my, wait, what? He's getting charge instead of blink? That is interesting. Okay, he's also getting immortals here. He is getting +2 ground weapons as well. Huh. Maybe he's just planning some sort of a big attack here. Exo Striker. Maybe he just knows that this is going to follow up with a mech build. I guess he did see those factories there. Yeah, that would make sense that he knows. Of course, with the Phoenixes he flew in there previously, also the Oracle. So he knows that this is a mech build. So I guess it makes sense that he is following this up with Zealots and Immortals. But Infernal Pre-Ignite is also on the menu pretty soon. Those Hellions turned into Hellbats are very, very good against Zealots. You don't see it that often, but yeah, Zealots do melt against those Hellbats, especially with the Blue Flame. And there we have Blink now also being constructed. Definitely should help out against those battlecruisers, 3 of which now moving through the shrubbery into the main base. Gonna be targeting down more probes here. Yamato cannoning a pylon down. Pretty cool, just denying some of the production here. Not too bad at all. Just moving out again. Slight little bit of value, and he's gone. Extra Striker. You know what? I mean, overall, units lost tab still not really in his favor. He needs to take a good fight here at some point, and he needs to have a good army to do so. He is in the position where he needs to make a lot of choices. He needs to have the right type of army composition here. Immortals are a very good, solid choice. What else should he be adding in here? Blink Stalkers against those battlecruisers would be very nice, of course. Still a little bit away. WBB does have those Yamato cannons once again. Can start to look for a little bit of an engagement that way. And wow, he's moving around here with a lot of siege tanks. A lot of Hellbats as well to protect those siege tanks from those zealots that can charge in here. Oh my dear lord, this could be trouble here for Extra Striker. Extra Striker, I'm not sure if you want to commit to this one. That's a lot of siege tanks just right behind this. Alright, in he comes, lifting up 2 of them with the Phoenixes. And you know what? Extra Striker He has enough, trying to get on top of these siege tanks. He needs to blink right underneath. There he goes. And yeah, wow, that was holy moly. That was a very one-sided battle ultimately. Very well chosen there for Extra Strike to go in and just destroy everything. Well spotted. Maybe you didn't completely anticipate that going that swimmingly, but you know what? It definitely did. And that is a big deal here for Extra Strike, who now is putting on the hurt on Wannabe Beyond Space, forcing a lot of those SCVs to kind of be repairing those battlecruisers and the mech units. Wannabe Beyond is taking himself the 4th base, but of course, Extra Striker already having his own 4th base right here. Blue Flame Hellions, though, could do a lot of damage right here into the probe line. There are 2 Archons ready to help out, but they moved to the wrong side. They're moving the wrong way again here, and 12 workers do go down. That is, you know what, you just got to keep doing that, Wannabe Beyond. If you want to get back into this one and get yourself ahead in a position, that is definitely the way to do so. 12 workers dying by the hands of those 3 Hellions. Very lovely stuff, but the overall unit loss tab definitely a whole lot more equalized after that fight there by Wannabe Beyond being picked on the other side of the map here. You're gonna have to wonder, what if Wannabe Beyond hadn't pushed into that situation there? What if he just stayed backwards a little bit, gained more value with those Yamato cannons over time, and only after being maxed out with a good amount of bases then trying to do something here? Yamato cannon should be targeting down those cannons here. There we go. One battle cruiser could potentially target down quite a lot of probes here as well, but going for the cannons instead. 3 stocks are warped in, and they should be more than enough to take out this battle cruiser. This is why you don't see battle cruisers being used against Protoss, I suppose, that much, right? It's just those stalkers dealing the extra damage to those battle cruiser. And the battlecruiser just having such an incredibly rough time trying to take those out. As they barely do any damage against those stalkers, of course. Oh, wait, we do have a Dark Shrine, actually, from Extra Striker here as well. You know what? This is looking more and more in the favor for Extra Striker as time continues. I was feeling it for Wannabe Beyond with that initial battlecruiser. But perhaps just kind of going into more battlecruisers afterwards was a little bit too much. Maybe the more regular style behind that would have been more beneficial. The first battlecruiser definitely came as a surprise, did a lot of damage there. And yeah, Extra Striker, that is a lot of stuff. I hope he now realizes that he doesn't want to go in here. Actually, did he just do that to kind of give an opportunity for these 2 Dark Templar to get into the main base here? Oh my dear lord, yes. Well, they are doing quite a lot. In comes the Thor. Is he going to be able to get on top of the Dark Templar before they get the missile turrets, though? Ooh, just barely in the nick of time there. I guess he does have scans as well, but still. That's the friendly AoE damage there from the siege tanks and the wind mines coming in on that Thor. VG Kit, thank you for the follow, my friend. Hope you're having a good time. As we are watching this PvT that, you know what, looks like to be coming to some sort of a head-on collision pretty soon, as both of these players do have mech supply here. I'm not sure if Extra Striker wants to commit to a defensive position, Terran player though, but it looks like, you know what, he found a little bit of a weak spot here. Coming in with those Dark Templar, jumping right on top of these siege tanks. And managing to trade out pretty efficiently, as he's also coming in on this planetary fortress. I'm not sure if you want to do this, and he does move away here. It's good that he's denying this base still. Definitely, especially as he does have those other 2 Nexus right here on the low ground himself as well. It's a 4 base versus a 6 base Protoss. As Wannabe Beyond is just going straight for the mass Thor Hellbat army right now, as the mobile force here Still has a pretty reasonable amount of siege tanks as well. 7 of them. But they're mostly just kind of defending this situation here on the top right. Oh my dear lords, that's a lot of SCVs that were there for no reason. Oh my god. Oh, right. Well, that was not the best of fights for Wannabe Beyond. Those SCVs were not supposed to be there. And now, you know what, with this amount of Immortals, they are making this fight very difficult for the Thors. But I suppose the overall positioning for the Thors being very nice on the high ground here. And, yeah, causing a lot of those Protoss forces to kind of get bungled up on this location right now. Also, thank you for the follow, other person. I'm not completely sure. I'll have to check it later on. Anyway, siege tanks coming into play right now as well. Wannabe Beyond realizing he needs all his forces to force this Protoss army backwards here. Siege tanks sieging up a little bit slow here. He actually unsieged all of them. The Dark Templars getting on top of them. Is it gonna be enough though? The Immortals, oh my god, Widowmine taking out the War Prism. And yes, it is. Alright, Wannabe Beyond lives another day here, as he now has 92 army supply versus 26. Exo Striker, though, with a reasonable bank and a very, very healthy economy. Is he gonna be able to get some sort of a force, something, anything that resembles an army out in time? As we have the Thors, the Siege Tanks, the Hellbats, the Widowmines, all of the mech army that you can ask for marching through. You know what, Exo Striker, just let this base die. Oh my god, another War Prism being picked off there just in the nick of time by those Widowmines. Slight miscontrol here, and yeah, Exo Striker, I promise you, man, just let this base die. This is not worth it. Dark Templar, though, you know what, that's a pretty cool call. Trying to wait out that's some good value. Coming in, getting a couple of those siege tanks there. He does lose the base, but it's not the worst case. It's still 5 base versus 5 base. He needs to be careful, though. He cannot afford to lose too many other bases, and he did invest so many units in trying to defend that base that I'm not quite sure that we're gonna see this working out into the favor here for Exo Striker. Well, those 2 High Templar, oh my dear lord, I hope they were not, because that would have been quite costly. And yeah, that is it. That is GG. Wannabe Beyond striking back with a vengeance and taking the rematch back into his own hands, winning 2-0. And that's gonna be a rough one for Exo Striker, who of course managed to beat Wannabe Beyond previously in the best of 3 with a 2-0 of himself. Luck Mercury, thank you for the follow as well, buddy. Hope you enjoyed that series. That was the final series we had today. We might do another interview, though, of course, with our player. Wannabe Beyond, is he gonna be jumping in here with us into the interview screen? Let me just get into the... yeah, let me just jump in there, just in case. I want to be the first one. The boy with a apple waiting for his teacher. That's me. That's just so... it probably isn't, but... Anyway, yeah, of course, Wannabe Beyond can say no to these interviews. We don't want to force our players into weird situations where they don't feel comfortable, as they are only the 15-year-olds and younger. Yeah. Wannabe Beyond, oh my dear lord, that was quite a battle there. Definitely felt like Exo Striker overcommitting a little bit here and there. And in the end, you know what, that just made things a little bit easier there for Wannabe Beyond, who also kind of overcommitted at one point, right? Remember, he overcommitted quite heavily, allowed Exo Striker to, well, force Wannabe Beyond on the lower economy for quite a while. And Wannabe Beyond says, I can be hard to hear. Alright. I don't think Miguel's like, alright, yeah, sure. Okay, not today, guys. Alright, he's skipping the interview. Alright, fair enough. Fair enough on that one. Not doing an interview with Wannabe Beyond. He's saying he's very happy. And he loves StarCraft too. I think he says, I think I lost again. Oh, well, we'll see. We'll see. He managed to get this one. grabbing himself another victory. So, guys, remember, we do still have the Matcherino page. If you want to help out, definitely go check it out. Thank you so much for another follow. Command Terror. CMD Terror. Maybe that stands for something else, but I'm just assuming it's Command. GG indeed, Reaper. Very much so. And, yeah. Alright, guys. Because his TVP now is very bad, is what Wannabe Beyond says as well. So, that's why it feels like he lost again. He didn't, though. He manages to move on into the playoffs here after beating Exo Striker in the rematch. And, of course, beating Fireplay as well. So, very, very well played. He warmed up for sure. Guys, I've been Kozen. You know what? You can check me out on my Twitch and my Twitter over that. If you want to see me cast some more, if you want to see more Junior Cup, the Junior Championships, definitely check out, well, Alpha X, you're already on the channel. Give us a follow, give us a hit on the Matcherino page, which would also be very much appreciated. Of course, we have a Patreon as well, which is AX Junior Championships. So you can see that one over there, right next to the logo. You can see that one. That's our Patreon. All right, guys. You're very much appreciated. I always enjoy casting, and it's always a lot better when there is in fact a audience to to have you be heard by. Anyway, guys, have a good one. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you all next time. With you know what I could actually say, Group B. Group B is going to be Arrow Fire next week, next Saturday, same time, same place. Arrow Fire, Baby Marine, Endless TV, and Young Yakov. Alright. Let me try to find somebody to host now. I keep forgetting to do that as well. Let's see. Following, who is casting right now? Is Creighton doing something? I mean, he's been doing something every single day right now anyway, so I assume... who do we have? Do we have anyone in particular? Did I get any messages of who to host? I didn't get any messages in particular. You know what? Alright, we're gonna do this one. Screw it. Alright, we're gonna host Token, guys. Give him some love. He definitely needs it sometimes, alright? We're rating Token, a lovely Terran player. Polish Terran player. He's streaming right now. He's part of Alpha X, so go check him out, guys. He's a good player as well. He's always willing to talk to you about what you need to do, what you can do to improve. So definitely don't be afraid to ask him questions. Anyway, guys, that's it for me. Have a good one. Bye-bye.